up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the pot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. Thanks for being here. I'm Bam. Hi. My name is Brandon Dungeon Alan McClanahan Master, and I'll be your Alan for the night.
Nailed it.
There it is.
Perfect.
Did I do it?
You did it.
I do it right? Okay. Maybe after enough practice.
I'm proud of you, man.
I haven't done. I'm proud of you, bro. Thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Brandon Alan McClanahan, but my buds call me Bam. My buds, that's you and all these beautiful people at the table. We are in our final steps now for the beginning of Chapter 3 of the Ganjaria Saga, the INDICUS EMPIRE. So tonight's our Sesh 0, guys. We're going to jump through some show docs, kind of show you the last parts of, all these people have now built their characters. We have the skeletons. We pick skills and feats and abilities, and now they're fully fleshed. We're going to meet them with you guys. We're going to introduce them to me, and then I'll tell them a bit about I'll tell you about the world first. Then we'll talk about the characters. And then we'll talk about the group. And then we'll talk about session 1 next Tuesday. Ow. So yeah, we are going to be rocking some new characters. The only one returning is Shaymira from Chapter 2. Guys, I'm super excited. So we'll get to all that. But first, if you'll allow me to pass this joint through the magical fibers of, your internet, not mine. It's weird. It's going in a different, this will be different orders. We're just going to go to the left. That's the rule.
Yeah. And all the way to Drew. Right.
Oh God, what do I?
No, to you. To you. Yeah. To my dear and wonderful friend, Nicole Unger. Hey, Nicole.
Work seat.
And Brennan. How you doing? Just feels weird to not ask how you doing.
Oh, I'm good. What is up, buds? I'm so excited to be back. I'm Nicole Unger, returning as Shaymira, now a level 10 rogue, which is very exciting. And I can't wait to be here with everybody. It's so exciting.
It feels good.
And so I was thinking about epic adventures. One of my favorite epic adventures is in... Oh, am I muted? Are you? Oh, no. Maybe. Yes. Just kidding. Hi.
It's still session 0.
It doesn't count.
That's the buds.
That's the first time I've ever done that. Yeah. Everybody gets one. Yeah, you're all just so
Sliders that to Nicole B.
Oh, God, yay.
First mute of Chapter 3. Thanks for catching that. See, that's why we love having you guys here.
Beep, beep. What is up, buds? I am Nicole Unger, returning as Shaymira, level 10 rogue this time. I'm super excited, if you can't tell. Very excited to be with all my friends here. And I was thinking about epic adventures with friends. And one of my favorite epic adventures of friends is the story of Stephen King's It.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
What is one of your favorite ones, Jake?
I'm going to have to think about that one. And I'm going to have to try and find my voice at the same time. I'm so sorry, buds. I'm a little throat impaired right now. God bless Bam. He had some singer spray. It worked, but then we did our warm-ups.
Yeah, and then we shouted
Everything was undone because we were just shouting.
We shouted a lot.
Because that's what we do. But I'm Jake Taylor, previously seen as Riel Othravan, Gary Greenhart, Zymark Evrecula.
Mark! I'll back you up.
It's the necromancer. Thank you.
Now that he's king, he's like, Mark.
Fuck it, I can do that one.
Mark.
And epic adventures with kids. Shit, I don't know. Those Rugrats did like Paris.
Yeah.
They did the first movie thing, like whatever the forest was.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that was.
Let's be real though, Rugrats always epic adventure.
Yeah.
Always.
Even just,
Inside their living room.
as long as you got your diaper screwdriver, you're ready for an adventure.
Oh man.
It's true.
That's just kind of how it goes.
I'm wearing one right now.
Hell yeah.
A screwdriver.
You got it.
Right.
You got it.
Screwdriver.
I don't wear diapers.
We're in for a good time. What about you, Drewby? It's always an epic adventure with you, but what you got?
Wait, are you playing someone?
I passed the joint because I don't want this to...
No, are you playing a character?
Oh, the new one?
Yeah. Did we?
Are we talking
I don't think
about
we introduced the new characters yet.
No.
Oh,
I
you just introduced
I'm a
your
returning
because
She comes back.
character.
She comes back.
I'm a returning.
I just did my oldies and goodies.
You are. Well, I'm an oldie. You're a goodie. See that? See that there? What's up, buds?
I feel like a third wheel.
It's Drew. Yeah. Big Papa Thorcus. Once upon a time, not so much anymore. passing the torch off to Bam. I'm sure he's gonna do a bang-up job. See, he's got the growl down and everything.
Papa's here.
Yeah, no, I love
You
it.
sound like every other dwarf I've ever played.
Right?
I'm angry.
Also, who else? Lucy Lamore in the last campaign, and Digby Mole Eggington III in the first chapter, or second? No, first chapter. Right. That's getting confusing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I take responsibility for that.
it's
guys.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I thought I was being so.
I guess I have a new favorite epic adventure with kids. While I've been kind of somewhat unemployed, I watched a lot of Netflix, and I picked up that DreamWorks Tales of Arcadia series by Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
And,
that's cool.
yeah, so it's like an animated, like a Pixar movie.
Oh.
It's great. It's got Kelsey Grammer's in. I mean, just a ton of stuff. But Anton Yelchin, the kid from Star Trek, that was super good, and then ended up dying. That was his last project, and they dedicate the whole thing to him.
Wow.
It's super cool. I mean, it's a great, awesome adventure with friends, and it's super duper cool.
Cool.
So if you have a ton of time, like I did, it's like in different series. It's like mini movies almost.
Dope.
And then there's like different sub stories, and you see how they tie it all together. But it's dope. Check it out. I love that we're all here together, and I'm gonna smoke this and pass it on.
If you guys can feel what it's like in this room, this was a dream a long time in the making. So this is awesome. We just need to get.
I don't know if I pass this to Steph, or do I pass this over to you?
I mean, it's up to
because
Bren.
I'm passing it
I
to
gave
you.
her one. She has her own joint.
Oh, Steph has her own.
She'll have another. She can have
Then I'm
all
gonna
the
pass
joints.
this through the fibers of myself
Well, I just,
to my dear and wonderful friend.
See, doesn't it feel good?
It feels good.
See, that's why I say it.
but also,
And I got my steps in.
I used to just pass it to Sean. I was like,
Sean's gone, Brenna.
Sean isn't here anymore.
Sean's gone.
stop bringing it up. You all made sure of that.
We love you, Sean.
We love you, Sean. We
I love you, Sean.
Hi, I'm Brenna Folger. You guys know me as Brunor, the Serpent Slayer. King Brunor. This is like at the end of it.
We got a couple kings in the party,
pretty
yeah?
much, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they were like, she was like a prince, and then I'm sure at this point she was like, I'm the only one left, so I'm.
Yeah, you definitely survived the longest.
Yeah.
So. You offed your sister. You know what I mean?
did.
Like there was the.
She did that to herself.
Yeah, it's
She's
for
asking for it, you know.
Master of Dracodiles. Like our good boy Brian.
Brian. He fits.
And then I was Piquet Zenwi, your sweet little teddy bear boy, for 2 seasons, which was a lot of fun. And so I'm excited to pick up a new goofball for you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited to
This party is so cool.
share what we've all created together with each other. So excited! Like so far, just hearing like what we've been talking about behind the scenes and stuff, I'm like, this is gonna be madness.
Yes.
This party is chaos. Speaking of chaos.
Chaos is my middle name.
Big's
Actually, it's Elizabeth, I have to be honest.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's cute, right?
Yeah. But I'm Abby Dandy, and I'm so excited to be back.
Yeah, baby!
All right, we're doing it. Ladders up for Abby. Welcome back.
I put it back in my pocket. What a dumbass.
Oh.
Why did I do that?
I see.
Oh,
I'm
there
so
we go.
used to it being on the other side. Learn as we're
Do it
doing it
live.
live.
We're doing it live.
We're ironing out all the kinks. The session starts next week. We got all that time to
Yeah.
figure out
Yeah.
the
I don't
many
normally
things.
look this way.
I know, it's getting used to
Yeah.
the whole different, to even being here.
Yeah.
I just don't know which camera to
She's in
look
the
at.
room.
So nice.
Yeah.
Keep looking
My
at that
friends
one.
are
because
here.
that one-
That boy.
The internet like isn't
That's
a
our
thing.
buds.
Like, we're
My
not
internet friends are
constantly
real.
fighting like the internet. Just sometimes we have had some internet stuff here, but remember it used to be like battling 6 internets at the same time.
Yes.
And it's like everybody's internet had to be good. Oh, it's so
We didn't
good
even
to-
get a long rest in before we fought those internets.
No.
Come on.
Those big bunch of cocks. I took Cox by the throat and I said,
No.
"Listen here, you bunch of cocks.
You just come here.
Give me my internet. You work. And they were like,
I'm gonna lift you in the air.
sometimes. Like, I have no control.
Best
over
I can do is every other Tuesday.
That's it. Maybe.
Maybe.
They did send me a notice once. They were like, hey, you know how we never take your internet down? We're going to do it on Tuesday from like 8 o'clock to 11. I was like, that's literally the only time.
Please.
Bad please.
And I was like, hey, Cox. I'm sorry, I'm done with that bit.
But I've been known by many a name around here.
Yeah.
10 of smooth hands.
Ooh,
The smoothest hands in the West, too blessed to be stressed. More recently, Amaryllis von Shucks. Shucks. But I'm excited to be stepping into something new tonight.
We got a raid coming in! Wearing the raid helmet.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for bringing your raid our way, guys. That's Substances Used, huge friend of the show, longtime bud. So good to see you. Yeah, baby. We were just introducing Abby,
Yeah.
who's back.
I just want to
Yes,
say
who's
my
back?
favorite adventure with kids real quick. I've been actually playing a lot of Earthbound, so that has to be my answer. You know, yes is the ultimate child adventurer. You know?
Clutch.
Yeah.
Nice.
I named him Mace. I don't know why. Don't let me change the names of characters.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to do that.
There was only 6 letters, so all my stupid characters were named Brando. And that's why I'm like, what's up, Brando? I'm like, let's not do that. I don't like that.
Brando Keller.
Or I do Brandon, like with no O. I just like put Brand and then an N. I was like,
Brandon.
I got Brandon.
Brandon.
Out here, Brandon. That's rap, y'all.
Perfect.
I'm so sorry.
Would it really be better if it said Lanch Party?
Would that really be better? Yeah, exactly. Neither worked, and I just wanted 7 letter slots. But technology at the time was like, well, best I give you 6.
That's 6.
That's it. Well, Abby, seriously, it's so good to have you back. Guys,
good to
it's
be
even just
here.
the energy. Like, Brenna's on my right now.
Hey!
Drew's over there on my
Brenna's
left.
to the right of me. Drew's to
To the
my
left, here I am, right in the middle with Bam. Hi, indeed. Okay, so my adventure with kids. There's 2. I would just say, you know what? There was only 1 kid, but I don't care. It was Mighty Max. Mighty Max, bro, was like that. I think it like literally birthed the way I thought about like. That was the first thing that ever made me go, I want a DM. Like, that's a cool thing. I want to try that. And so it was. And then you go back and you're like, this was just a commercial for toys. Like, they didn't, like, it doesn't hold up the way that it did at the time.
But the toys were minis.
The toys were all minis.
They were minis.
Yes.
Also, lighters up to Richard Mall, who played Norman in the show, to all our Mighty Max
Greatest voice. Norman was my favorite character. Still, there's going to be a Norman in this campaign. I mean, literally, there's like a dude that it's funny you say that. There's literally a guy that I was like, well, he's Norman from Mighty Max. He's dope. He sleeps on a rock. And you don't want to get into a pillow fight with him. That was a joke that killed me when I was 7 years old. I was like, oh, because this pillow's a rock. And so blame them for my my punny sense of humor.
Door.
Kids Next Door. Oh, Kids Next Door, baby. Oh, and like the original D&D cartoon as well.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of just like, for what, again, it was like, oh, D&D's like
you
a
have a kid
thing. It's a
adventure too?
cartoon. Like,
All the adventures and the misadventures of those boys. Those teenage mutant ninja turtles.
there you go. They're not aged
They're
out yet.
great. They're
Oh, I was
great.
going to say something clever and say Clockwork Orange and just move on. Because in that book, they are 12.
They are. They are.
Yeah,
Yep. They are children.
that's
They're
an adventure.
little boys. Guys, we got some
something.
tasks to get through today. But we do got us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you heard about it. Maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter like this one in my hand here. Make sure you're not going to light any of your best freaking friends on fire. And go. Light us up.
Touch my flame.
Let's session 0 for chapter 3.
Yeah.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
It's all
Man.
They only saw that. They didn't see me being completely ready for that bit. All right, guys. Lies. A lot of people ask that are newer to D&D, what is a session 0? And so if you are of that group, this is basically like if we were playing in normal real life, we'd all come over. I'd tell you a little about the world. We'd all make characters together. It would take a day and a half. And then you'd run out of time to play by the time everybody's characters were made. Sorry, that happened a lot. But what this is basically our opportunity to take the thing you have control over when the story begins, the character you made. Introduce them to the world that I have made. And you guys have helped build at this point. Most of this is crafted by your own characters. And then add basically the meat to these skeletons that you've made. We'll go over some of our house rules, some safety tools. I like using them especially on the show because I do think all DMs should just utilize this thing, even if it like never is needed. Just having it there helps your players realize that like, hey, I'm okay, like whatever, your fun, your entertainment, like playing this game, making you enjoy it is more important than any other factor. So obviously we have our own in cast that we have used for previously, but we're going to introduce kind of a little bit more to it. And rather than be like, that's a thing between us, like the reality is like, that's, I think the best thing you can do when you're running a game where you're touching on very, like we're trying to tell deep stories. And so we have to go to deep places sometimes to tell them. But all of us have a history that connects to certain things, imagery, scenario situations in different ways. If those things ever happen, I highly advise everybody playing this wonderful game to just come up with some shorthand for player safety. If they're just like, hey, I'd rather just like, let's just move on, boom, and just go. And so we'll get to those house rules, characters, the story as well. So,
Oh, yeah, it's that one.
this is the old campaign pitch. You guys, at this point, all of your characters know each other.
I'm making love to this camera like it can fucking see me.
Smelt it. Sorry, we were like, how did we get so high before?
I don't know. I'm so high
Before we ran
So fun.
the opening intro.
Hi.
Oh, we smoked a lot.
It was so exciting, and we were just passing it around.
Oh, man.
We're just happy to be here.
I'm not in a bad mood. I dig this.
Yeah,
it's great.
this is fun.
Just hang out with Abby, guys.
Session
Yeah.
0 with Abby.
With Abby.
Oh, yeah.
Abby.
All right, so at this point, your guys' kind of central base of locations and your patron of sorts for this campaign will be Boxxo.
Boxxo.
Yay.
And so you guys are riding along in Boxxo's
I like that guy.
caravan through the sea of trees, this fey wilderness that his salt roads allow you to traverse. Each of you brought in by Boxxo for a different reason, all to connect with Tenarchus and the liaison for the Indicus Empire. And that is where like the information you're about to get is all transferred. You guys have been on this journey for over a month now. Shaymira, you've been with it since it left from the Kush Kingdoms. And so as you all, sit around, there's many faces, like those of you that don't know Styx Aglethor, there's like a very well-dressed, queenly woman who goes around with Shaymira a lot. You see, she seems very protective of her. There's also a young blonde man with blue eyes, the brother of Shaymira. And which did we remember his name? That was
Albright.
Albright,
yes. Thank you. I felt so bad. I was like, oh, how did I? Anyway, Albright.
You know.
And there are also other bodies among this ilk. At this point, it seems to be a very tight-knit group. Those of you that travel in Boxxo's caravan itself, and the rest of the people that are kind of part of this series of taking goods from one kingdom to another that Boxxo is in charge of. And Boxxo tells you this. 1 month ago, a great meteor fell from the skies and ruptured the lands of the Indicus Empire. Upon its arrival, strange magical portals began opening, and from these rifts emerged powerful elemental monsters seeking no less than the eradication of all life on Ganjaria. The Indicus army battles the spread of the blight far to the south, so great warriors have been called upon to protect the lands of the Empire, slaying the beasts and closing these portals. It will be an unforgiving landscape, and survival is not guaranteed. With that, we kind of see as he settles back and starts going over the many scrolls. Boxxo has ties in all of the kingdoms, perhaps the most informed man in the kingdoms. And we have this, floating camera that now drifts around the room. And we're gonna all roll D20s.
Oh,
Because that's a
man.
chance for crits. And whoever is highest will introduce their character first.
I'm pretty high.
I know, bro.
Nice.
It's just on that stat. I'll go. You turn around and there's a goblin.
19?
Welcome back, Abby
12.
It looked like 21, but I know that that's not possible.
Do we smoke twice?
Fooled you all.
All right, so and then it will go to the left, as is the true format of all of our circles.
As is the way.
Yes, Abby.
This is
At
the
this
way.
point, you know, the mention of this meteor, you know, pings the spot in your mind. You have actually only been on this plane for a month since this strange elemental meteor knocked you out of the City of Stars. And so again, like there are a lot of answers to some of this stuff, but that's the broad stroke of in this moment, you know, you remember the hurling sound of the meteor, looking up just in time to see what is like this massive thing hurling through the thread of space, through the astral plane, cutting through from some strange place, and the power that it just ripped at your kingdom and cast you down out of time and place. So you don't know where in the timeline as the beings that live here would say you are, but finding that way back has been kind of your focus. It was strange that Boxxo reached out so quickly and even has allegiances in the City of Stars. So it's, you know, he's got his hands everywhere. He's been alive a long time, and he's
Classic
so lovable.
Boxxo.
Yeah, you remember Boxxo.
Yeah.
You remember Boxxo, obviously.
Remember that goofy guy?
And so at this point, you know, we kind of turn our camera over to a figure standing off a little bit from the group, you know, this mention of the other place, something from that place now affecting this world. No surprise that there are some beings from beyond the heavens that are in this group of people that sit around you. But who do we see?
Oh, we see my girl. We see Sylvia Starshield. She's got a better name now, guys.
Yeah.
Let me update, girl. Hold
I think
on.
I updated. I think I did. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, that felt a lot more
Yeah,
resonant.
that's fire.
Sylvia Starshield, the Astral Circle Druid
Of the stars.
of the stars.
That's right. Yeah, you're an astral elf.
Astral Elf, yes.
Cool.
And so I'm feeling out of place. I'm not used to having a physical form. But that physical form, I'm very tall, I'm very slender, high cheekbones, and this almost like Mystique from Incredibles, like that like white blonde
Yes.
hair, but it instead of like at the chin like she has it, it's all the way down, flowing
Oh,
ringlets
you don't want
down
to
my
see the
back.
manager. Yeah, you're
No. I need
Fuck
the
it.
hair.
I'll pay full price. I don't even care.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but I'm excited to play a druid this time around. I'm excited to feel more connected to nature and what that nature means for her is a lot different than necessarily what we're used to. And yeah, and just sort of discovering what that like drive and like what this whole thing is, having a body and like traveling with people. That's all gonna be new.
It's dope.
That
I
being
love it.
said, she's not the most charismatic. She's
That must-
very logic based. She deals.
suck.
Good luck.
Yeah. And so, sort of learning also like what it's like to care about others and be affected. So I'm excited to play that journey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
extremely wise. You know, we talked a little bit about like a Spock
Has no
allegory a little
charisma.
bit.
Absolutely.
You are like literally an alien in
Yeah.
this
So
place.
unfortunate.
We haven't kind of tied down that answer that you mentioned there. Like, you are an astral elf. We've talked about the sea of, the City of Stars. Are you what we on this planet would call a star that got knocked out of the sky? Or is it more like an actual, like there is a city with elves, astral elves, and then, you know, in the mythos of it all, it would be like, and then she fell from the sky like a star. Like we have that paintbrush to choose because those answers are not yet defined.
Yeah, the way I sort of see it is that down here on Earth, it would just be a star. But in my mind's eye, I can see my home, I can see my family, and we all have physical forms that don't look like the present physical form I'm taking.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So yes, you know, and it's hard not to take notice of this astral elf. You know, a quality of the astral elves is your eyes, you know, you have pupils, but there's almost like these galaxies that float around behind them. You know, your skin is a different tint of white, having not been ever, you know, ambered by the sun. There is like a paleness to the quality of you that is just different. You know, it's like, again, you're kind of like, I've seen a lot of magical things. Ganjaria is a world of magical creatures. And like even the normal person sees a lot of crazy stuff in this world. And so even still, like those of you sitting in the chamber, you know, are getting kind of this, you know, there is a strange just distance to this being, as if even the air being breathed is new, but not necessarily impressive. You know, that's for, you know, you to determine and play. But so, you know, as we kind of like peer at this, you see Boxxo's kind of looking over at that specific side of the caravan. You know, he reaches down and he pulls out another one of those scrolls, but this one seems to be written on like golden paper. He like touches his hand to it, and the little wrap around it dissolves, and he opens it and looks over. And you see he's gazing over at these two figures over here. It's too good not to go to the right in this instance. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you weren't ready, and I like changed it. But it's, at this point, we're gonna have to go to the right, because the two of these characters have, although different things entirely, that same mystique from, you would guess, where he learned perhaps of you guys from this other missive he has. So we shift over, and on the other side there stands
Gilda Radner, Gene Wilder.
the Serpent Slayer.
Yeah, you can.
Not related.
But you can call me Gil.
Gil.
Yes.
I was calling you Gil.
Ah, yes.
Are you?
I am just very happy.
No, I was.
I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here.
Oh God.
I love it so much. It's very nice. No, I'm happy to be in this group with these people.
Oh no.
I'm a plasmoid. I'm like
So glad I chose this seat
a good
now.
person.
Shout out to Jam, longtime bud of the show, our own personal bud that is also a Jam.
Yeah.
He was ecstatic about you being a plasmoid.
Yeah, so I am a plasmoid. I come from space. Like whatever we think space is, I come from out there. I like 500 years ago, 502 years ago, crashed on the planet into this land, and I saw like Thoricus and a bunch of those guys right before everything just went nuts and crazy, and I survived all of it, and I've just been around chilling.
Yeah, you've seen a lot.
I've seen so many things, but I'm like a purple kind of, you can see through me. There's not like any real defined features other than like the body shape is like a Pixar mom.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Sign me up.
Yeah. But her hair kind of goes up into like a little like, you know,
Goo.
curly thing.
A goo font.
One-
Is it like a tube of toothpaste, or does it have like a little, is it splashy a little? Like, are you a solid
I'm high.
form, like a Jello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and when you touch, it is like Jello kind of. So it's like a little wet. It's not like sticky, right? Because Jello kind of just runs out. You're like,
slick.
ugh. See, it's slick,
You're like
kind of wet. Then it's
Got a little.
Slick Willy.
yeah, like a sticky hand kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like stretch. But you can totally, but you can't see like eyes and a mouth. Like when I talk, there's none of that. It's just
Brennan refuses to play a character that has a mouth that talks.
Great.
no, it's just like it's a
rule.
It's a blob.
When I
It's
make
fun.
animation, it's going to save me so much time. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Always just be.
So yeah, she's a goo. She's been around for a really long time, so she like knows a lot of people. So she knows Boxxo from just probably a couple different run-ins.
Oh yeah.
She is just kind of going along for the ride. She has some stuff that she needs to. Well, she's been always trying to get back in. Well, she has not been in a rush to get back to space. Because she's like, this is chill. Everyone here's so nice.
Right.
I really like it here.
Because like it's terrible out there.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
Space
Even in
is
this place, it's like you don't know how
terrifying.
good you got it.
Asteroids hit other planets and people fall out of the sky. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you would have like some planar knowledge as well. So it's like, you know, you're privy to some of the world lore of Ganjaria in the sense that when Ganjaria was created by Queen Mab, she shattered the barriers between the realms. And if you think about the Shadowfell and the Feywild, they kind of collapsed on the prime material plane, what we were playing in Everendell. And so all of the connections to the original gods, the planes themselves, were fractured. Some of them are rumored to have breached and gotten through. Obviously, demons are coming from the south. That means the plane of chaos is somewhere involved, the Infernix and all that. But yeah, so again, you're not too surprised that as this meteor, and the news reached you quick because you have little birds in many places. You just kind of know people.
I know everybody.
Yeah, and you've been around. Like you might be one of the most knowledgeable historians of the lore of this world. So you may find at times that I may ask you for historical events that occurred.
Lay one on me right now. I got one.
Okay, so
I can help. What do you?
you're like,
need, my
there's
friend?
Boxxo again, and you're looking at him, and he's looking at you, and you see he kind of looks over at you with a wry smile, and then you see he's like checking to make sure that his gold pouch is still there. And you remember in the year 927. The last time, or the first time perhaps, no, the third time that you met Boxxo.
Oh yes, of course.
And it was a historic day. People still talk about what occurred that day. But I'm a little rusty. What was it in that day?
Yes, the way that they found some bandits on the trail, and I flipped a coin like old David would do, and the coin told me. I said, "Oh God!"
Oh, God.
I said, "Oh, am I going to help these bandits rob Boxxo right now just for the story, for the gram?" And I flipped the coin, and I did it, and I went, "Oh hell yeah!"
That was dope.
Oh, hell yeah.
For the gram. Yeah, you see, there's like painters. Like the gram back then was like a dude named Graham who would like really quickly do selfie paintings. For Graham. Yes, and I mean, Boxxo clearly remembers 927. What you did not know was that those bandits would go on to form a very large thieves guild in the Diesel Dynasty.
Oh.
So, that's of course why we talk about those days. And perhaps we'll learn about them when we're in the Diesel Dynasty.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
You're welcome.
But yes, you're like, that dude I robbed. And he's like, that thing that robbed me. But Boxxo, he's robbed plenty of people
Right,
too.
but
so
that was only the third time.
that was the third time. How many times, I forget, how many times had you met Boxxo? I think it was...
Have I
had
met
you
up with him?
Yes, him.
Oh, it's been like 11 or 12
probably
times.
12 even, maybe.
In fact, this was so funny because I had just finished seeing him, and then time's kind of a flat circle for me, but it felt like only days later
old
that he
flat
came by
circles.
again and said, "Hey, I need your help for this thing that's happening up in Thorkis's areas."
And so you've been with him for a month,
Yeah,
and you met him
a month ago.
eight more times.
Yeah.
Before this moment.
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
So we've been cool.
You've been cool.
I'm lost.
Of course.
robbed, but we've been cool.
How many times have you robbed him? Just the once?
Just
Be
the
honest.
once
Just
for
the
the
once.
gram.
Robbie Blobby.
That he knows about.
I am a guru of integrity
Robbie,
and curiosity.
Yeah, Lore Bard. Lore Bard. We have this group, man. You guys got some magic. So
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to hop into playing something that casts spells and buffs, and I just want to. Everyone. I'm gonna be like, "What do you want? What do you want?"
What do you need?
Yeah.
You're better.
Done. Bam. Yeah.
What's that? Add a
Bardic
beat.
Inspiration. Bardic Inspiration.
Did you miss?
Everybody.
Not anymore.
Nah. Bam. Pew. Bardic Inspiration. Yeah.
What? You just want to drink? Here's your whole fucking bar.
Yeah.
Here, drink up. It's the bar's with you. He's just dragging it from the Shit, you're standing on it.
Like, we.
Yeah. I have super high charisma, but
Oh, good.
yeah.
Because someone doesn't.
Yeah, you said
I know, I'm
Disney
excited.
Mom,
As soon as you said,
Pixar Mom. We got
yeah,
that.
as soon as you said, like you had, low charisma, I was like, this is the best side of the table to be on. It's gonna be so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's gonna be silly.
Me and my new friend. I've got to teach my friend some things.
This is.
Yeah, that side has bad luck with charisma. I don't know what it is.
Could you, just my tech, please make a note of roughly the time right now. I actually have to start writing these down. Because it's a fun joke, but like, I'm about continuity, and I'm going to write down the events of 927.
Oh, yeah.
Incontinence.
Oh, yes.
Make sure.
The incontinental
remember.
In
scriptures.
continuity.
Yes.
Because I like
Yes.
this game, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do
No,
it.
I'm glad that you're not afraid.
I feel nothing.
Nothing?
You can.
Not even laser cats?
Although something did scare me one time. It was like in the year, it was like Ganjaria like just started. So it was like, I think it was probably like year 4. And it was like every time I heard this, I cried in fear every time. It's that scary. Do you remember, I think it was year 4, that there was a really scary thing that's so scary that every time I hear it, I cry every time, without exception.
It's that time that guy had spiders crawl inside of his wiener. And then he didn't know that it happened. And then he got shot dead.
And the spiders ate him?
Oh, no, they died as also.
In his wiener?
Yeah, it's just in
Oh man, he cries every time. Every time he cries.
Every time.
Every time.
Oh, every time.
Every time.
Remember,
Spider
year
penis.
4, spider penis guy.
Spider penis guy.
You got your session 0 checklist. You gotta have penis spiders.
Penis spiders.
Yep. Check.
He was like,
I'm not afraid of penis spiders.
he was an incredible artist, but like they only know him from the fact that he was
spiders.
the spider wiener guy.
Yeah, you do
Spider
all this
wiener
work.
guy.
Yeah.
You die with one penis full of spiders.
Yeah.
That's all it
You're gonna
is.
sit here and tell me you don't have dick spiders? Come on, Nick.
Spider
Who else is hanging out? Come on.
Thank you for.
artist.
No?
We have spider wine, so,
we
we're
don't
doing
forget.
like
And I have spider shoes.
you have spiders. Tim, we are like unintentionally a spider-forward D&D show.
Spider
Spider forward.
D&D.
I know. It's not supposed to. It was supposed to make everyone's like, I'm sad now. That was the point.
Yeah.
Be sad.
Sad or
Cry.
Yeah, I have to. We both be afraid and cry,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I did. You saw.
You can be so afraid you're crying.
Open in webs.
What happens?
So yes, as you can see,
Yeah, so I'm like I'm a purpley colored guy, and you can kind of see through me, and it's all just that.
can't wait.
And I'm like I don't know, I'm like I'm like a middle-sized normal, just average, you know, just an average goo.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Average goo.
I can get through like a keyhole size like hole in a door and a wall and stuff.
Yes, you've
I can
got like
touch this
flubber
stuff.
powers a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I might just have to put key
Just
holes
a
in front of
small
you guys.
town
Just
girl.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't really like.
Make a noise when you bounce?
Welcome to my shop. Come through my keyhole, please. Oh no. That has so many implications. Hey, come on back. Shit.
Watch out for the spiders.
I like you.
There's no spiders here. How would they even get in?
Fit in the keyhole so you can fit in the keyhole. If you fit in the keyhole, you
Is
fit in
spider
the
penis
keyhole.
the new
Your
synonym?
penis.
All these spiders.
Yeah.
Couldn't possibly be.
What is
The train just.
good, guys?
That derailed quickly.
So you see, again, it can't help but catch your eye, this kind of like astral parchment that Boxxo reads from as he gazes over at these two, people from beyond even the fabric of the realm of either the Prime, Feywild, or Shadowfell, by which most of the energies of this world were created. And so, there's almost this like strange aura of just like, these two over here, and you see their, do you guys know each other? Have you, like, you're
seen
welcome
you
to have
around.
knowledge.
Yes, I've seen you around.
Yes, of course. We've met like twice before.
Twice,
Yeah.
2 times.
Yeah.
Oh, was it at the party?
Ah, yes. The vampire wedding.
Oh my
God.
Yes. Yes. Nothing bad.
Nothing bad happened. It was a nice wedding.
It was nice.
Very
yeah.
nice indeed.
Cocktails were.
Yes, I don't drink, so I don't.
It's
But
lack
I'm
of
sure
lack of a mouth, I have to imagine.
But you tore up the dance floor.
I
do remember
did.
that.
I do love to boo-goo.
Interesting.
Boogie.
Hold
that
on,
was a
Brenna.
joke.
I know we're not playing D&D yet, but I need you to go ahead and
Yay.
you're gonna make a performance check for that goo dance real quick.
Yay.
What's my?
Your performance is plus 13.
Thank God.
I bet everybody just suck my dick. I got a 17.
All right, so a
That'll
30.
That goo dance.
You guys, you can't help but be struck suddenly by this like majestic dance from beyond the heavens.
Oh yeah.
Even just in narration, it's just
Yeah.
like this. But again, with a 30 performance, you might see the greatest dance you've ever seen. on the other side as you do your little goo dance.
Yeah, it's got, I like come in and out of being in a humanoid shape, and I like, splash around, and it looks like, have you guys ever seen?
You're like a fucking dolphin.
Ever seen those videos of like a scarf, like they do like a big scarf thing and like a wind tornado and like let it feel it's like an art installation or something like that?
No.
Or like a trash bag in the wind.
Yes.
Like, do you ever feel
Trash. Now I know. Now I know what you're talking
like a
about.
trash
Garbage.
bag in the wind, just like
Oh, yeah, garbage or a piece of shit.
Dance for 15 minutes.
Yeah, dancing.
And the dance was 15 minutes,
Yeah.
as is customary.
It was long, of course. I have
For
to.
15 minutes, your eyes are transfixed on this bard.
The whole time.
Tasteful.
I just made you dance for 15 minutes.
She'll do
Walk away.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Good things.
Big time stuff.
Figure it out.
But yeah, you see Boxxo can't help but laugh as he realizes that his gold pouch is indeed there. Or maybe it's not. She's flipping the coin.
I got a lot of gold, guys.
We are going to continue to the right. At this point, you guys have already entered the lands of the INDICUS Empire, having met with the liaison from the kingdom, one Tenarchus Onyxheart. You're kind of in this ride, in this caravan. You are the least familiar with the people around you. Like, most of them have been together for a bit. You are kind of the bringer of the information that I'm going to give you guys after this, the 6 truths of the campaign. But in this moment, you kind of look around. That like Boxxo is so well connected. You have called for some of the greatest warriors to solve this great problem that you now face.
And this is what I got.
And this is, not to say that you all aren't. I mean, you're 10th level characters. There's clearly like some power behind you. You're no fool. You don't underestimate, strange creatures. The world is full of powerful ones. But it is like you're like, oh, okay. You brought all your best armor, your weapon. You're ready to showcase yourself as a battle spirit or a leader. Of sorts. And so it's like as you're kind of standing there off as Boxxo's looking at these astral figures, we kind of cut over to you. And what do we see?
Oh, it's I had notes. No, it's on my character sheet. Mountain dwarf. Just
like
kind of
Grandpa.
a stout, short fella. I guess there's some elven lineage in there somewhere. Papa got around from what I hear. But no, he didn't. He was super shy about it. Oh, it was embarrassing.
He had a girlfriend.
Yeah, he had like. It was weird. It was awkward for a lot of people. So.
Not for me.
No, it's great for you.
No. Hold on. Can we just take half a sec? Just like let's listen to this for a second. West Coast. Sorry. This is the INDICUS Empire's theme. And it was the theme of Thoricus Onyxheart.
Booyah!
And so it is
Or a boo
I love
rocka.
bringing that back.
Boo rocka, that's
Oh
right.
man, yeah, Boo Rocka, baby. Ah.
So yeah, just a little stocky fella in full plate. Kind of. All right, we haven't done whatchamacallit.
Full gear yet. No.
Full gear,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're like a level 10 paladin. You,
Right, it's like-
you at least have probably full plate.
anyway, yeah. So I got shit on me. I've got like gear, which is
Dope.
good.
It's good gear too.
It's good ass gear. You're gonna love it.
So good. What's your favorite aspect about your favorite piece of it?
That it's mine.
That's good.
Got a little.
And it's mine.
I made it. I made it.
Aw.
So it's mine. Like
You
I
made it.
Yeah.
And you like it more because it's you.
And I like it more because I made it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have. We have talked about the the lineage of your grandfather, Thoricus Onyxheart.
Yeah.
The relationship of which we may discuss here in a sec. But you have inherited the skill, the smithing ability of the family. Thoricus was kind of a legendary blacksmith whose powers only increased as you guys have reached the end of the Everendell prologue, the 76 episode prologue.
You like to bang that hammer.
Season 0, which makes the confusion from earlier. So that's my fault. But it was a prologue, and then so this is our 4th season, our 3rd chapter. So you're his grandson.
There it is.
There it is. And so
There it is.
you do have
There
this
it
smithing
is.
ability.
And goes the
So we're going to
dynamite.
build out some cool stuff, which will be discussed as we do some of the house rule stuff. But yeah, you've inherited the Onyx Heart smithing tradition.
Yeah, which is great. I think that's pretty tight. Other than that, yeah, paladin he's super charismatic. Unlike, his grandfather wasn't real charismatic. He just got shit done.
He did get stuff
which was awesome.
done.
I love hearing about it. He doesn't tell me a whole lot because he's old and has like a whole kingdom to run. But oh right, he doesn't like to talk to me too much or listen to me talk because I talk like this. So yeah, Grandpapa does not like to speak to me. No, I can't figure out why though.
Oh my goodness.
Does he ever twiddle a coin?
I love doing that.
Oh, Grandpa would hate
It's
you.
quite possibly my favorite pastime.
That's incredible.
And I have to play him.
Oh, wow,
That's
gonna
why
be
you're
fun
not
for
in the
you,
city
man.
right now,
Oh
bro.
my
That's why.
God.
Yeah. Good on you, bruv. That's gonna be a good time. You're gonna have fun with that.
Oh my God.
That's for true.
That's okay. He doesn't like me very much either.
Oh well, yeah.
I can't tell why.
Wow, dude. I'd give you inspiration if you didn't already have it.
Oh well.
That is.
I don't need it. I've got all the charismatic fucking qualities that grandfather didn't have, so it's gonna be just
love this.
fine. I'm gonna be, whenever I see my friends, I'll be like, oh, Tina Smooth Hands, yeah, no, that's good. He's gonna love that. He loves when I say that. No, it's good.
I'm sorry. I think
It's gonna be great. Everyone's gonna see it. You're gonna love it. Grandfather, he's the best. Everyone's, yeah,
I love it.
it's gonna be fun.
So, what kind of character are you, bro? Like, what are you? What do you got? What do you got?
Oh, I'm a paladin. Yeah. What do we say? Oath of the Crown.
Yeah.
God dang.
Oh, for the crown.
Oh, for the crown.
Onyx Crown. We can even call the subclass. We can call it the Oath of the Onyx Crown. So
I like
Thorcus
that.
does have an Onyx Crown, and that's just dope. And we'll do some cool
Ty.
thing with it.
Yeah, Oath of the Onyx Crown. I'm not sure how to use this on my phone. That's why I wish I would have written it down. But it's
Oh, I
fine.
got you over here too if you need any.
It's fine. But yeah, we decided to go with polearm specialist. So I want to have like a spear or like a shaft, I guess. But then on the end of it, have it almost be like a hammer, but it's going to be Ubaro's stone golem fist at the end of it.
Oh, neat.
Cool.
It's twiddling a coin.
Yeah, it twiddles coins in betwixt its stone fingers.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so instead of having the hammer and shield combo, we decided to go with polearm.
We did it. We did we have like some pretty avid D&D players in our buds that are amazing, and they've helped pick many things. There is like a combo that is like both a lot of fun and arguably like a little broken.
A little
Whatever.
broken.
I told them to go ahead and make broken characters this time because like there's gonna be.
He's gonna bring the pain.
I'm bringing the pain.
Yeah.
The pain is coming. And so you have both Polearm Master and Sentinel.
And Sentinel.
Which means that as people enter your threat range, you can hit them. If you do, they can't move anymore. So
And I can hit him at 10 feet.
Wow.
you can hit them at 10 feet. So we have talked about. We'll get to like the core mechanics of that, but that is like you're kind of a tank, like a real tank when you think about the class. Like you kind of have abilities to make people focus on you. You have a very high armor class, probably even higher by the time we're done with our gear and stuff.
Wow.
And so you're offsetting that 2 defense you're getting from the shield for like a lot of battlefield control stuff. So we will be on the grid. A lot of people are like, you should like start getting minis and stuff. It's a dangerous slope. I honestly think it's a lot more for me right now, and I'll get better markers. That was a problem last season.
Don't
but
use
we
the
will be
smaller one, 'cause
using
that's a
this
Sharpie.
grid by and large.
Great.
And I always like this green squiggle is a tree, and then it's whatever
I like
tree you
that.
want to see in your mind, you know. And so sometimes the problem is like once you fully define a thing, then it's that, and it's like I do like okay, I see this thing and I want to do this thing from it in the mind's eye, and just let that be the tree. You know what I mean? Like that's not the thing that matters in the scenario. It's like what kind of tree is it? Or does it, is it tall? Like, sure, if it needs to be tall for a cool thing to happen, that is a thing you can do, sure. So yeah, we'll still kind of live in that space. I do have some tricks that I learned from a great DM who does that, and so I will be upping my grid game a little bit.
Oh my god.
I just want to get you guys those little claws. so that like it's easy to reach your stuff.
Like a poker thing.
Yeah, like a
Place your
little
bets.
grabber.
like a, yeah, or like a roulette stick, like just like.
Or
But you
old
can't
war-
pull it to you. It's just
Old
always.
war movies, they like had the little stick that like pushed it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The ship pusher.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're 3D printers.
You know the ship pusher.
You know the thing that pushes the
Do
shit?
that.
I want the pusher thing.
Push the ship.
Give me the pusher thing.
I need to push it.
It pushed that shit.
Push that
The shit pusher.
Hand me my shit.
Give me that shit pusher.
It's gotta be telescopic though, so we can like.
Yes.
Yeah.
And loud, obnoxiously
Yeah.
loud.
Oh yeah.
We're fancy. It's chapter 3, season 4, chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
You hand it to the person next to you to move it. You're like,
You let it soak in salt water and then it can get all rusty.
so it's like hard.
So it like squeaks.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Season. This is chapter.
Oh man.
Oh, I don't like that.
We're gonna have fun.
Chapter 3. We're coming at you.
Coming at you. Bringing the pain.
So yeah, you again the information of the world that you'll get kind of is through the lens of this character, somebody from the Indicus Empire himself, and so as we kind of look over that camera's like and it's like kind of like
Is he?
Boxxo's like that guy. Then you see it turns. There's like a small waste paper basket in the corner where people have been throwing their like leftover like apple cores and bread crusts. And you notice that sitting next to this trash can is this human who's like crouched down, like kneeling on two, like his knees are bent, but he's crouched, not sitting. He's like sat upon his ankles, in a strange, uncomfortable way that you would not normally see a human stand. But we kind of view over to you, and you're looking down at the trash can if there's anything worth, rummaging out of it or not. The survival instinct of your people, the people that raised you, quite strong. Who do we see?
Well, the one and only Rex Milo.
Rex Milo.
Level 10, cleric of the War Domain.
Oh.
Born and raised in Cole, Boston.
Whole Boston. Oh Lord.
That's right, buddy. That's right.
Oh my God. Do you own a bar?
Nah, no bar.
No bar.
No bar.
That's a shame.
It's okay, I do.
You own a bar?
I own a bar.
Oh, shit. We're just talking about the trash can. You got a bar?
I got a bar.
Oh.
With my friends.
After we take care of all this. Let's
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
the bar.
You guys just go back to the bar. You're like,
Right, I was like,
See you later.
I'm good to go to the bar if you guys don't want to.
let that be a lesson to you DMs. Sometimes they'll do that, and you're just like, but all the stuff that was.
all these things.
We just wanted to open a bar.
Got franchise, guys. Gotta get on this.
That's it. All right, so Rex, you again, you're not the average human. You sent me a killer, compelling backstory for this character, and I love it. So tell us a little about Rex Milo.
So I guess that's what you would notice in the corner as he's crouching. And it is weird. It's kind of like just not quite as goblin-y, but just perched in the corner. And you can see the reptilian eyes, even though he's human. Oh. It's like bright orange lizard slit eyes. And then facial tattoos. Even though he's fully armored, it's like the entire body's covered. And then just some, like a nice Merlot hair color, but pulled back into dreadlocks because he's from the mines, so his hair's like hardened from all the minerals and shit that he's just around all the time. So yeah, that's just what's.
And he's got the black lung. That's why.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Character.
I was more prepared than I thought.
It's like swallowing charcoal before the. Just like.
But yeah, Rex, in Cole, Boston, it was a little kobold settlement, and a group of glorp missionaries, because their directions were confusing, ended up there.
That never happened.
I know, right? But rather than getting absolutely slaughtered by all these kobolds, they kind of coexisted. But it's on the agreement that, remember Kurtlemock from the prologue, the kobold god?
Oh, yeah.
They gotta make sacrifices so the humans offer their babies. And if the babies survive, they become the chosen flesh, and they get trained by the kobolds and their magic. And Rex is a surviving oven baby, basically. Yeah. But they get trained by a David, inspired by Kurtlemock's original prophet, David. And as the lineage goes down, anytime there's a chosen flesh, if a human survives this ritual, they get trained by a David. So I have David the 69th. Nice.
Nice.
That's the funny number.
I believe you knew one of the other Davids.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I was familiar with the David.
The original David.
Which David? The original?
It
David
wasn't,
the
that
one?
wasn't from year 4.
A list of Davids over
Do you
here.
want the list of Davids?
Literally a list of Davids.
I knew. Yeah.
And
I got
they trained.
You remember
my God.
perfectly.
Yes,
fucking
the
names
first.
on there.
I knew of the first David.
Yes, and he went by the moniker.
David the one.
You know what's funny? It actually is David the One on here. So
David the one. Yeah.
yes, Kerr
He was
Adam.
first. And
Oh, that's the human that he trained. So it's
So he trained Kerr. Tell me. So he trained his obviously his disciple. Kerr Adam.
Adam.
Yes, you remember.
I didn't meet him when he was training anybody. I met him when he was like just a little bit further down the line. He
before
wasn't
that.
doing any training anymore.
What was he up
They were
to,
like
though?
doing a car wash for charity or something.
Card houses.
Like real, like houses for cards.
No, making cards. Balance. He liked balancing things. Balance. Rock stones. Card houses.
Something passed down to all the disciples of David. You'll remember your training building card houses.
gotta have good balance.
Don't balance things. You just balance things on things really well. It's all that without knocking them over by going
GANJA.
between.
That's how. It's almost the first mark of a David when a young kobold, comes to as soon as he
just
starts
balance
stacking
too.
things extremely well.
Like they're the guy at the bar that's like, check this out.
I still need to train.
He's not David.
His
you know
training's
what I
not
mean?
done.
You're no David.
You're no David.
Can
You're
on
David.
its side, and the can
No,
stays
you're Rex.
there, and they're like,
Rex.
They're like, all right.
We have 67 other Davids to discuss.
Excellent.
That's yours if you want it.
Give it to me.
Wow.
Give it to me.
Give it to me.
Never let Brenna see it.
Okay.
Never.
Oh my. We all love each other.
We don't-
The stories will write themselves.
That's
Yes.
it. That's it. That's it. All right. So, Rex, who is your? Now, are you? Since you are a cleric, which god do you represent? Are you
Cardamag.
your god? Your god is the god, the kobold god Kurtlemock.
I got a little bit of glorp though too. A little bit of glorp, just from
I love that guy.
from the
glorp
human
on you there.
side.
I mean, what's more? good
thank
than
you.
that? Just a little bit of glory.
Just a little bit of glory.
Because you
I
gotta
love
have
that
glory.
guy. Gotta have glory.
It's one of I was so young when I was taken away, but there's still a little glorp in you.
There's a little glorp in all.
Can't shake that glorp.
Glorp in all of us.
There's a little glorp in us all.
You can take the boy out of the glorp, but you can't take the glorp out of the boy.
It's true.
That doesn't even make no sense.
Trust me, it doesn't have to.
I love it though. No, it's gonna be fun. Feels great.
Because it's
No,
glorp.
good.
Glorp doesn't make any sense, you see.
Very interested in speaking with your grandfather. Actually, he's kind of gone radio silent. That's not a term that makes sense, but hopefully it makes sense.
It might make sense to you right now because the invention of the word
radio.
radio might be directly linked to the next character that we're meeting. Because you guys currently are like radio brain linked up.
We are.
So, we are. Do we have anything else for Rex to cover?
Nah.
All right.
Nah.
Cole Boston. You guys, this is going to be so
Boston.
fun. And I'll just be like,
Boston.
So
just
crazy.
coming at you with monsters. It's going to be so fun. All right. So we finally return to the face closest known to this cameraman. He's like, oh, hey, what's up? You're back for this season? I'm like, Pickles. Have you seen Pickles?
I haven't seen Pickles.
Oh, dope. I heard he's like doing like a Goku thing.
Yeah.
Like doing like a Goku.
Classic.
Thing, yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
kinda
right,
like
with the
Pickles,
senzu
it's
beans and
classic
whatnot.
Pickles
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Wii thing.
Yeah, with the
You
little
know,
lost time.
Pickles will come around when he needs to come
Yeah,
around.
yeah. You know, Pickles actually owed me a few dollars.
Ah.
So,
We actually call them gherkins where I'm from. In it.
wait. You're not saying everybody in the INDICUS Empire has a Cockney accent, are you?
Oh, shit.
What?
A Cockney accent.
I don't know what that is, mate.
Oh, okay. I mean, all right.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Cockney's not real. France wasn't real.
France isn't real.
France isn't real.
Does everybody
that's it.
where we're going? Do they all talk like you?
Maybe that neighborhood does. Maybe it's like the
I suppose they do. Yeah. I haven't really paid attention.
He supposes they do.
okay. You guys.
But he doesn't pay attention.
He doesn't.
That's what he said.
You know, I've got shit I've got to
repeating.
do all day.
I'm just sharing
It's not like I can sit around listening for fucking people to talk to me. So,
We're gonna call him.
you know, I've got to work. I don't know. It's whatever.
You know what, cameraman? I do have something for you. Yeah. So I have this robe. I don't need it anymore. If you clean the blood out of it, it's actually worth a lot of money.
There's a lot of blood on it. Though.
You just clean it out.
Is that your blood?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna give it to my wife. And you know what? I'm gonna leave the blood on.
Aw, me too. Okay.
And then you see he puts it into a box with a bunch of other bloody robes. Cameraman's got a secret. We just made that an NPC. He's just like, all right, cool, start.
Oh my God.
Guys, but yes, he has this strange box next to him, and you hand him a blood-soaked robe, and he's like, I have the perfect spot for it. And he opens the box, and there's like a little square shape, perfectly fitting a bloodied robe.
Wait, so there's a square inside the box, is what you're telling me?
There's several squares of bloodied robe.
Bloody hell yeah.
Really?
But you got to stay tuned to season 4, chapter 3.
All right.
To find out the cameraman.
Episode
I looked at wrong camera.
1.
We're talking about cameramen. And I'm like, yeah.
You hear the locks
Talking to you,
snap
sexy.
on his box.
That one.
And he grabs the camera and he points it at you. What do we see, Shay? How you doing?
So Shay, she's now in the form that she chose because she's no longer a changeling. She's no longer a changeling, but she was able to choose what form she was going to be stuck in. So the form that she's stuck in is what she always felt like she looked like. So she's got
Goo.
almost all the goos everywhere.
No, I'm sorry.
So medium height, probably medium small kind of size is Shay. She's got kind of pinkish purple skin with like a little bit of a gray tinge to it, and she's covered in scars. They're all like healed scar, like, so there's all the very healed, old looking scars, and they're more pink than the rest of her skin.
You take care of yourself, I like that.
Yeah, it's a long story. There's a lot of deaths involved. None of them were really mine. It's fine. And because she's been kind of stuck in this form, she's starting to take on like what would really happen to her. So her skin doesn't feel as silky and smooth as it once was. She's feeling a little rougher because she's been through a lot, and her hair is different now too. It's more of a vibrant pink because of everything she's gone through versus the like duller pink purple. And it's gotten a little bit longer that she's noticed too. And it's just kind of this weird effect that the body is taking of natural progression versus the ability to change. So which is a different experience because she's so used to being able to change how she looks and make herself appear a certain way. And it's kind of strange seeing you being this white, almost like pale, white, because it's what a changeling looks like in true form. It's like a white, almost artist blank canvas, and you remind me a bit of that, only a little more magical. So seeing you is very interesting. But and she's got like her black, she's a rogue, so she's always kind of in dark clothing so she can hide in the shadows, and now she's a lot sneakier. So she's got like a cool little black like hood that she has over her hair that she'll wear that kind of comes over like a scarf, and her long black outfit is like cut off at the sleeves now because she wants to show off her scars more. Yeah. But yeah, it's Shay hanging out. Little. She's seen some things now. So
Got like a motorcycle.
she's like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Yeah.
And she owns a bar with her friends. Whoa! She's hoping it's doing okay.
Bar owner.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The bar.
Yeah, it's funny. You notice that like one other guy's like, is she from space too? Is everybody here from like space or something? Everybody's got
From underground, actually. So the
opposite of space.
The under.
Everybody's from somewhere, buddy.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
You see, he's grabbing another box. Like,
Yeah.
I just love that you winked because there's picture like a bubble in your gelatin. Like,
Your eye like rolled around.
It's not. Yeah. It's. You guys are. It's not always very awesome looking. You're like,
winked at you.
It's like a.
I looked at the wrong
Please
time.
don't.
Yeah.
Dude, so Shay's back. Coming with you,
Shay.
obviously the other travelers. You have the two, your brother Albright. We had talked about discussing like if there had been any progress in that relationship in that time. Are you still lingering back, trying to? It's like he's not exactly sure it's you. You know what I mean? Like there's obviously like a feeling he could have. But would you have broached that now, or are you still just trying to like get to know him as a person as the story unfolds?
I mean, things that I've learned from the journey is like you don't have time, so don't waste it. So we've definitely already done all of that and have been much more of a brother-sister relationship than we've ever been.
Perfect. And so, he was kind of hired on even as like a bodyguard of sorts to the Caravan. And so, very strong captain in the Stag army, and part of that, perhaps his mission to come this way, Garaneth Ildebrand and the army of the stag that ran away basically from that final confrontation at the end of last chapter, is now headed this way. And so, even Boxxo seems very interested in the fact that he wasn't informed of any people going through. If you go through the Sea of Trees without being on the salt roads, you're in the Feywild. And so it's like traveling the salt roads and paying Boxxo's tax is a part of the travel network. And none of his people saw Garaneth traveling on the roads. And yet rumor has it that he's been spotted in the Empire. So there is you see even Boxxo somewhat concerned by that fact. He's kind of looking over some of the missives from the Kush kingdoms, the announcement of the new king. You see that, one thing about those kingdoms is they don't stay united for long, and so the tentative piece, will, eventually start falling to the old habits as food dwindles. And now there's this rift between the kingdom of the greatest army in the world and two almost impossible tasks to do at the same time. So, you can kind of see now with your exposure to these things, and sitting beside you, Styx Aglethor, sister to Mark, who decided to go with you on the road, and spread the news of of this new king, the kingdom of the owl, uniting the 4 fractured peoples, even the 5 really, because the Oblivion joined as well. So, but yeah, so that's kind of like you're bringing that with you, and over this month you guys have had an opportunity. Basically, it's like you see as he watches you become more comfortable with yourself, and perhaps some of the conversations you guys had helped, realize that the strength, it's like, I don't care what you look like, I see you as I always have. And you see there is his drive and focus. You see him almost training all the time. There is this focus, and he's avoided it mostly in conversation. You can see him specifically just glean away from this, why specifically he wants to go to the Indicus Empire. But you see as the road draws closer and closer, and a denizen of the realm itself has joined the caravan, his eyes are starting to get a little steely and focused. He half smiles at you as you, go about having a conversation, bring him something that you've, found along the way, or show him some new ability, how well your psychic blades can now operate different ways. Again, I took away your changeling ability as part of a narrative. I don't like to just do that. And as part of your level up coming to this space, we gave you the ability to augment your blades with elemental energy, which will be rather strong.
Oh, nice. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
But so, you're realizing that if you focus upon not the element itself, but the heat or the feeling of the element, that it infuses these psychic blades, almost like calling upon, the water flows and you remember the life of one of the 1,000. You had 1,000 memories of death in your mind that you experienced during chapter 2. And so it's the connection to the way that those elements affect, rather than, burning water, light, but the feeling of the element. When you start attuning it to your blades, you notice they start changing colors, crackling with that element itself. And so you see, perhaps one of the hardest ones finally comes to form in front of you, and you see, he's like, that's very good, sister, that's very good. And he's just looking off on the horizon, staring toward what is to come. You feel the air starts getting very chilly. You guys have broached the Sea of Trees. You are no longer traveling through the salt roads of Queen Mab's kingdoms, but you start to go through a dense, cold forest. You, the things aren't in order. You guys kind of peer through the trees, and they all seem to start closing in around you. The salt road itself carves through this pathway that, if you were to veer off of in either direction, it feels like a nowhere place. Even the bold and the resolute would have a better mind than to step off of the safety of the salt roads. You hear the crickling wheels of the carriage as you push forward. And it's as if the air around you is suddenly snowing. Not that it begins to snow. You look down and it's like your boots are half covered in snow, and the air fills your lungs. It's cold, or it fills your... Do you have lungs?
Yeah, I guess you could call them on your planet.
Can I ask if you have lungs?
Listen.
Is that rude?
On your planet, yes, it's called them lungs.
Okay. What do you on your planet? They call it. Yes.
Sorry.
Is it a sneeze?
That's what they call it.
We are all
Sometimes I'll
connected.
be able to do it.
It's very loud in all of our heads.
So you feel this.
Now you know what to call my
Yes.
lungs.
Yes, and I will. Sometimes I tried it just now, and it just didn't come out. So sometimes I'll be able to do it. Maybe I need to drink a little.
Oh yeah, hydrate.
No, that's just gonna be high. Everybody hydrate. Have one of those.
Oh, not you though. That one.
Big water, guess what? 526 and a month years later, we're still coming for you.
Still coming.
Still coming. We got your son. We got slightly big water.
You want your son back?
Yeah, in fact, that's right. My lungs are kind of like bagpipes.
Yeah.
I'm a bard after all,
Yes.
but they look like bagpipes, so
I remember.
sometimes they just make
Boxxo.
the noise.
Remember.
Terrible noises.
That's gonna be
I
great.
think it's one
You
of
guys
the
are gonna be
reasons
great.
why Thorgus hates me.
We do, it's
definitely not
it's
fun
funny.
that
You
one.
have, you're well renowned in the kingdom. You've traveled beyond the gate many times, but like it's specifically right now. It's almost like you went to the gate and you were like, "Hey, like Thorkus said, it's cool if I come," and they were like, he's been like really busy. He would love to catch up with you though, but like not like now, no.
Oh, he's not available now.
Not
though.
now, but at a later.
He's usually pretty cool with me just coming inside.
Yeah, I know. He said that you would say that. It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
'Cause he said that
Because
you
I
would.
usually end up coming inside. Bye.
Right, you just
And
go
then
in,
I slip
there's a
and then
little
I turn
keyhole.
it. Yeah, I turn into a goo and like slip through.
And you see, you go through the little keyhole, and there's a bucket there, and you see Thorkus himself scoop you up in a bucket and throws you.
See you in a couple weeks, buddy.
Probably yes, in the narrative of the story. And you splash on the other side, and you see the guy standing there, and he was like, "Did you just go through the keyhole over there?
Yes.
This is my job." Do you think Thorkus is gonna be okay that you just snuck in? Like I asked you if I said you couldn't come in, and then you came in.
Guess what? This is my job. And then I like
Cool.
yeah. I don't. It's like
away.
I don't even walk. I just kind of like put with my legs, like the nun.
For like a long time.
Yeah, like the nun in the Blues Brothers, how she like glides up.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. But I'm reaching. Yeah.
For like a while though.
I'll see you in a little bit.
You go over a hill a little bit, but then there's a taller hill, so he sees you again a little bit. Oh goodness! The cool air feels very good to one of you. You know that Tenaricus. You grew up in the realm of the Indicus Empire, and you are on her lands once more. Lands that have recently been changed.
This is barbecue weather.
This is what you're not wearing like a hoodie or anything. Because they wear a lot of hoodies. So this is where like we're just gonna get to the meat and potatoes. That was my campaign pitch. And we have our characters. Thank you for indulging. Sometimes I'm like, why not just like play with it a little bit? Like we're here, isn't that what we're doing? And it's fun. But now we're at the thing. This is like kind of the way I like to. And again, this comes from the Lazy Dungeon Master, Sly Flourish. Fantastic resource. I advise all DMs to check out his stuff. He sells books and has a video series, his own Patreon. But his style did help me like revolutionize how I run a game and see a game. And that's why I took when I was like, hey, what do you do when you start a campaign? You give you the old pitch. This is the kind of game it's going to be. Monsters will be around. These elemental beasts have been consumed, and why and how you'll figure out along the path.
No.
But there are like different elemental portals, fire, earth, tornadoes flying around one that links to air. But these strange elemental creatures bond to some of these ferocious beasts that are naturally there and serve as a key to the portal itself. So your guys' job will literally be like, kill big elemental monster.
Oh man, that sounds
and
bonkers.
close
It's gonna
portals.
be fun.
And then some other elements that I will describe here. So we've got the trio layout. If we just want to bring up, we've got the 6 truths as that little thing.
6 truths.
It's like trio.
6 truths.
But yeah, the 6 truths. So this is basically things that you know by being in this part of the kingdom. Everybody, knowing these things like helps paint the picture of what you guys know of this world and how you'll operate in it. Okay. So the first one is King Thoricus Onyxheart founded the Indicus Empire 500 years ago. So 25 years after the Feywild catastrophe that birthed the world of Ganjaria. Gathering the greatest warriors in the world, he created an army to stand against Queen Mab. He still rules to this day from the Onyx throne. So Thoricus Onyxheart is a world legend. Revered,
My best friend.
as you would always say, your best
He's
friend.
my best friend.
And he loves it. He definitely does. He may have just bucket thrown you over the wall, but don't misread Big Papa's actions.
Nope.
He has
Nothing but love.
he doesn't have a high enough charisma to persuade you to leave.
Sure doesn't.
So yes, the empire is ruled by our original Big Papa Thoricus Onyxheart, who 500 years for a dwarf is getting near the end of the rope, but even still is somewhat more virile. There seems to be something more to his existence because he was 200 when we met him. So this is he's a 726-year-old.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys celebrated his birthday.
Birthday.
So he is the king. He wears the onyx crown, sits on the onyx throne. But access to the city of Indicus is granted only to those who have served in the Indicus army and their families. It is through service, glory, and sacrifice that a true warrior is forged by ice and iron. The world that's beyond the gates is brutal and unforgiving. The snowy region, known as the Proving Grounds, which you now nearly approach, is home to ferocious beasts and remnants of the ancient world of Everendel. It is rife with dangers both known and unknown. Those who thwart great challenges and bear their trophies grow to great renown. It is a Kleos score. Kleos is like an ancient Greek, famous characters in myth. They were trying to attain a certain Kleos to be considered a hero that would have songs written about them and join the ranks of the great heroes. By doing great feats and daring things, your Kleos and renown grow in the kingdom. And if the Kleos reach is high enough or respected enough, you can be granted access to the city of Indicus as a guardian of the realm. Food, this is number 4, food is at an all-time low. This has now been, it's 2 years, right? Because we missed a year. So 2 years since the gates did not open at Sativan and yield the bounty that, fed the kingdoms for so long. Sorry, I'm just gonna change this real quick. See, that's one, there we go. This starvation has degraded what was once a very kind of unified group of warring people trying to contend for the right to go to the great city to the north through the Black Iron Gates. And because of this starvation, survival has now started to circumnavigate honor. And so there are these splintered mercenary groups that kind of pepper the snowy fields that lead up to the Black Iron Gates of Indicus. And so the place that you're going is a place where the people are harshly battle-tested and now have kind of turned on one another. There's not very much allegiance any longer in the Proving Grounds. And you are as likely to be attacked by a monster as a mercenary. The Black Iron, the Black Iron Gates, this resource that allows the armies of the Indicus Empire to be so strong, is forged within this giant cave to the north called the Ice Rise Cave. That's where, and then it's to the north of Indicus. In the city of Indicus, there are these great mines that mine all the raw iron. The Ice Rise Forge, where the black iron itself is said to be made, is supposed to be a remnant from the plane of ice itself. And Tenarchus, you would actually know that it was a gift from Glacius to Thoricus.
Oh.
So Glacius, Queen Mab's kind of number 2 in the prologue. You guys allowed him to return to the plane of ice. I think you banished him there.
Yeah, chill.
It's strange that you're back and he's mad. No, I'm kidding. He's like, oh, she's back in the show? Nah, bro, open the portals up.
Open the portals.
But so yes, it's the extreme cold in the Empire is said to be yielded to the fact that either this relic or this portal or whatever it is that allows it to be so cold there, they take this iron mined from the mountains into the plane of ice, forge it in the frozen snow, and it becomes extra hard and a resource to fight against Fey as well. Like Fey creatures are doubly affected. So, Thoricus started basically the army that originally was going to save the world, and then Queen Mab decided to ask for all of your help to fight her, the growing blight. So there is still a tentative, Thoricus has by and large represented the people, as we say, the people of man, not human, but the races of the non-Fey that got ripped here when Everendel was sundered. And her original intent, kill you all and take her kingdom for herself. But because of the blight, she ended up having to gift you magic. And so you kind of, Thoricus, your grandfather, sits over the kingdom. And it is a place where there is no time for weakness. This is a world that will not yield. And so the strongest warriors, it's where the little bit of buraka, that's, that shift from kind of the military understanding of early Thoricus to his exposure to the beauty of the tribal strength, the connection to the warrior. And so it's, that kind of echoes even through his lands. A great meteor, as I stated, has struck the center of the proving grounds. Nobody that's actually gone to see the impact site itself have returned, like beyond a certain point. When you get close to it, they describe these like maelstroms of elemental energy, lightning tornadoes, and waves of stone that shift around, like these insane elemental storms just surround this cracked meteor that has fallen through the sky. There's a giant
meteor that fucked you up?
I think so. It appears to be, yeah.
I mean, I don't know of many other meteors
say,
that have crash landed
Yeah.
here, but I'm just saying that's interesting that no one has survived. Kind of sucks. Sucks to suck.
Like, how many people went? Like, one guy didn't go? Well, it's not as threatening as you made it seem.
Yeah.
None have survived. Nobody really tried. Either.
Legendary media fell.
Yeah.
Many have
No
fallen.
one's gone at all, actually.
Yeah,
Three?
in fact, you're right. We should get somebody on that.
3 guys went?
A meteor.
Camera guy walks in.
Your robes!
Like a bug zappers.
But your robes!
Camera guy.
Remember who you're talking to.
Dark secret to the camera
Hey
guy.
man, I support
He
it.
has like 1,001 dead memories in his head. He's gonna want to. He has a robe for every memory.
But have you cut off 2 heads of things and like carry them around? Or?
I feel like you mentioned that every time we talk. You bring up how many heads that you've cut off recently. You didn't. You always caveat it with recently.
Recently.
How many have you cut off total?
Do you really
Want
want
me
to
to
know?
know? Sorry. I was gonna try to say the number you said. That was weird. I was ready to
love
say a
goo.
number.
I love goo.
Sorry. You see the cameraman's like, And he takes his mysterious boxes and walks away. So yes, these are the truths of the campaign. So as far as like this game, you know, Session 0 is like also telling you guys about the tone of these worlds. You know, part of the design of Ganjaria, the reason that it's like we do shift so suddenly in tone between game, that was kind of the idea. It was like, make a game where like whatever kind, if you like, you know, bubblegum fantasy or like highly magical creatures and silly things, Sativan kind of suits that need. Now you can mix and match, but Kush Kingdoms is like courtly intrigue and you know, who you know, and playing upon loose, frail, you know, pairings and, you know, finding loyalties shifting and the player behind the player behind the player. And so this is very much the ice and iron campaign. This is, you know, blisteringly cold, dangerous places that are low on food with people strong enough to survive in that domain, and monster hunters that travel around and take on bounties from boards, these little small gatherings where people have a couple fires together and set tents to batter against the winds and try to get some rest in an area that is now even growing more filled with threats. So this kind of allegiance between the mercenary groups has led to this. It's a well-known fact, and you would know more than any, that people believe you can rob Kleos from other people. If what they've done makes them an important thing, then by slaying them, you gain the responsibility. You are now the person that killed the person that did a great thing.
Right, all of their things that they did are now your things.
To claim.
Right.
And that's whereas the survival instinct kicks in. You realize that was an older philosophy. The kingdom didn't thrive on that kind for this long. But you find we've talked, there's a Shalefist community the outside of the gates in the proving grounds. There is this idea that the older ways may have been better, that the Burakan roots of the history of Thoricus are true, and it was not until swayed by those fools, the Ferocious Five, that you know the world was sundered and it came to all of this. You know, the reputation of the five in the world. Some see them as the heroes that brought about, you know, saved the realm of Everendel. Some people blame them entirely for the world state that it's in.
And the orphanages that were burned down also.
Yes, the
So many
72.
dead children.
So many churches.
I think we
Too
actually
many.
burned at least 3 churches and 2 orphanages.
I wouldn't know anything about
We
that.
had a.
It's weird.
That was pre-show. though. We
unfortunate.
had that lighthouse that fell on a kid. Who was an orphan by no fault of his own. So yeah, you know, and again, it's like hard to. You'd be like, you're right. Yeah, did they burn down a couple orphanages? Yes. Did they burn down
Yes.
some churches? Sure.
You know,
They also kicked a lot of ass.
They kicked
and
a lot.
you know
of ass.
something that I've learned is sometimes you are truly trying to do a nice thing, and then just chaos happens. But you're really, really trying to do a nice thing. So I get it.
All right.
That's it.
Things catch on fire, heads get cut off. The intentions were good.
People's hands
Sometimes
break.
crocodiles eat dragon babies.
Totally shattered.
Weird shit happens. guys.
Good-looking people die. You know what happens
It does.
when you're just trying to do good
Man.
things.
Sexy birds.
Sexy. Oh, the
birds.
sexy. That one wasn't my fault.
Yeah, you're like really let down by
wasn't
the
my fault.
birds you've seen so far. You're like,
Oh yeah, these are not sexy birds.
These are run-of-the-mill birds.
These are
No.
This one can turn into a bird.
There's
Oh my gosh, she was so fast.
See what I'm
my
saying?
God.
I'm sitting at a table with professionals.
that was uncanny. Wow.
Hey guys, did you realize a bird was here?
No,
for
but
like
I can
2
wild shape also.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah, she does also turn into stars, but she could also just be like, I'm a fish.
a starfish.
She's just in a land fish.
Must be nice.
But she's like
is.
Spock. Yeah, exactly.
It is, yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
And it's very nice.
Is it sad for you?
I know. I know it is.
It's very useful.
I know.
You have a scroll of change self. Just in case. One day. You're like,
One day.
I'll get another one.
treat
and I'll pay you
myself.
back.
I just
Like
need
it's
a
like a
fix.
bottle of wine that you're waiting to open for like a good occasion, but it's like, oh, one day I'm gonna be able to open you one day.
Oh,
Not
you guys
today.
got any change self? Potions?
Yeah.
Anybody got?
I'm just like itching.
I just need it for a short rest, man.
I just need one more,
Yeah.
and then I'll be done.
Just turn me off. Just turn me off a corner of the scroll. That's all I need. Just a corner of the scroll, man.
I just need a little.
I just want to look at it. Can I just look at it?
Just let me look at it, man.
Just let me look at it. I smell it.
You're gonna fight so many.
You can hold
things
it
that
over
shift
there.
now. You'll be like, what?
What?
Does
No.
everybody now?
Does everyone shift but
Only
me?
cool people can shift. And it's like,
Yeah.
Slurp.
Slurp.
So it is funny that you mentioned that the world is chaos, because it's at that point that Boxxo leans forward, and you see his like sharp goblin ears just perk up and looks around, kind of smiles. He goes, "Good luck, boys." He puts on the one ring. No, I'm kidding, but he does put on a ring, and you see that all of the people around you, your brother included, other than these 5 people, all around you go and disappear as if an illusion. You realize that currently you are the actually only 5 people that are on this carriage right now.
Well.
And you feel the wheels start rumbling. Janarchus, you're familiar with this rumble. You barely avoided this son of a bitch on your way here. Like he almost got you. You almost didn't make the meeting. You feel the ground
Good. I thought it was the other thing.
boring underneath you. You feel the echo of a purple worm.
Really, man?
You feel just boring through stone in the earth around you, so massive in size that the ground begins to shake.
What? I don't like that.
And that's where we're gonna pick it up after intermission.
my
Guys.
God damn it.
Abby, how was your first cliff in studio?
Oh, it was good.
Studio
It felt
clips.
good.
Studio. So, guys, that's our narrative tie-in to the beginning of the campaign. But when we come back, we do us a little 10 minute intermission.
10 minutes.
I would say
10
15.
because you do shows.
Because you do shows.
I do. So 10-minute intermission on some of the incredible music you've been hearing here, created by Sandy Stein. I'm not using any Sirenscape stuff tonight, so all the music you hear is from one brilliant man, Sandy Stein. You'll hear more of his music at intermission. When we come back, we will talk a little bit about how this campaign playstyle will go out. You'll understand. We'll kind of talk about how, in battle-wise, how the intensity will be cranked up and things will be pretty dangerous. We're going to go over some of the house rules, some of the safety protocols, and then get ready to launch chapter 3. We'll see you guys after intermission.
Whoa, crit.
Welcome back, buds, to Weed&d, the pop positive live tabletop role-playing experience. We have been session zeroing, and it has been way too much fun. Like normally, like session zeros are cool, but it's like this has been a lot of fun. We did just see that our heroes are currently careening toward a large monster known as a purple worm. That's where we're going to be picking up the story itself. But there are like some things that.
Is it also raining?
Oh yeah.
Purple rain.
Purple rain.
You know what it sounds like when doves cry? That's what I'm talking about. So, I'm sorry. Where did I
I'm
put it?
so glad that all the doves I've been around have been seemingly pretty happy then.
Wow.
Because that would be terrifying.
Never heard that. Yeah.
I can't even.
You said you couldn't, but you
But I did.
You are a quick learner.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
So
Very
yeah.
good at manipulating things, copying things and shifting.
Murdering
murdering things.
No?
I cut off a lot of heads, she said, with a straight face.
Yeah. And
I think everything's fine.
you know, a friend of mine said that it's not murder if you eat it.
That's sound logic.
Yeah, no,
if you
that's
ask
still-
me, I don't know. That
that's
sounds
category-
It is not.
That's pretty good.
Historically, that is categorically untrue.
I
In fact,
agree.
they kind of frown on it a little more. It's
Well, you
weird.
know, he did often frown. Because there's no teddy bear.
Maybe because he ate. Is it because he ate people?
You hear the of the tambourine still flying in the
His
sky.
mouth never opens, so one's never really sure what he's eating.
That's true.
Oh.
There's a lesson.
So if he's never eating any of them,
Oh,
does
things
that just...
disappear though.
Oh.
But I don't know what's happening because his mouth doesn't open. Sit on that, goob.
I will.
Good.
Put that in your bowl and goop it.
Ow.
And literally, I do pop I pop two pieces of I don't know, I have a little snack pack into what would just be my face, and they just absorb, and then you can watch it break up and then go down into my stomach. And
You see your organs.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's what he did. Kind of similar.
But it's
Then it just disappeared. He just wasn't invisible.
Absorbing it.
Did you say he was a bear?
He was a bear.
He was a bear.
A bear. But like a little bear, like a toy bear. He was like a toy.
Sounds very cute.
It was very cute. Even covered in blood.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, so how's everyone? So this worm.
So yeah. So this game will consist of a little bit more of the. Me and Drew keep talking about the good old days of D&D. There will be a little bit more of a dungeony monster of the week kind of vibe to this. This will be a battle forward. You know, there are the 3 pillars of D&D. Where the pillar, they say exploration, but let's be real, there's 2 pillars. Anyway, if the Kush Kingdoms were the narrative space was our battlefield, this time the battlefield is going to be our battlefield, and the narrative will come through. I hope you're cool with it. I know, I'm inventing the wheel.
It's crazy. I don't know. This is too wild.
It's a bold move.
It's
a bold
too wild
strategy.
for me.
But yes, you will find that as recently you've been battling the nuance of the human condition with NPCs with their various interests. A lot of what you guys will be coming upon are just monsters with intent to kill. And so, in the sense of we've brought up to 10th level, which is a high level. 11 is a big whammy for a lot of things. So look forward to that first level if you survive, which does come to that condition. This is by nature, large monsters are very dangerous. And so not only the battle, but the ways by which you ensure that you can complete it will be very important in this. Not just necessarily running and fighting a thing in an open field. If it can just get away from you is disadvantageous to what you're trying to do. And so there will be a bit more grid-based, problem solving and establishing of, plans that of course we'll end up not doing because that's D&D in a nutshell. We'll make up a big plan and then one thing will go wrong and we'll have to change everything. But this game will exist far more in a little bit more of a dungeon delvey, encounter-based, game. Heavier on the rule set, you'll find we are leaning more on the traditional rules as written to a degree. Obviously, it's still me, so you know what the fuck is going on there. But some of the aspects where we've used the narrative paintbrush in the past to augment some pretty large effects, we're going to kind of live within the confines, which are dope confines, of these types of characters. So A lot more will be driven from the character sheet, not in a bad way. Obviously, we already know. We just met all these characters. They already exist and are going to be fantastic characters to watch operate. But I haven't really done, like, we've done some dungeons, we've done some big monster battles and stuff, but it's like, there is almost this, like, traditional throwback feel of, you know, the D&D that got us to fall in love with it as kids a little bit. It won't be, you know, meticulous dungeon delves, but it will be a little bit more based on the thing you guys are doing rather than all of the elements that get you there. You know, it won't be uncommon to be like, get your reward for this, and now the next thing is like, it's been a couple weeks, maybe you did some downtime stuff, you have now blazed through these trails and stuff with, you know, but here we are. Like, we'll be jumping to these shifting action points in a way our narrative has not previously. So there's going to be, the challenge for me is you guys are a killer party. Like, it's like, this was not like, what do we need, who do you know, whatever. These are like the characters you all wanted to make. And then I started looking at some of the synergies that just like naturally come from this party composition. You know, 3 full casters, a bard, a cleric, and the other one, a druid. The other one. And a very, like, we've beefed, like, Shay in this time has learned to embrace that skulker, shadowy, like, you have this ability to disappear, you know, even though lightly obscured. You know, it's like you've started to master not, you know, sitting around and letting things unfold before you and then choosing the right time to strike.
Yeah.
And so, and then you have a paladin, Oath of Crown. Like, you've got this, there is very much like you guys have a lot of potential output. I will be grinding you a little more than, you know, usually when you fought a big campaign, a big monster or something, there would be a long rest right after or stuff. Like, some of these days will be very long and rest will be hard to come by. You can take rest, but that time lost will have a factor in what it is. I know, she has Liam in his tiny hut.
I was like,
so yeah, you guys can long rest pretty much whenever you want. But there, like, 8 hours lost in some of these pursuits may cost you the quarry. And so there is not a lot of comfort that even your camp is, you know, the flap of your tent is constantly slapping you in the face and it's cold, the ground is cold, the air is cold. And even for those forged in these lands, it's like, it can become unbearable. And with these strange fluxes in the elemental environment, it's like these, you know, waves of like lightning tornadoes will blow through the regions. And it's becoming a more and more dangerous place. Kind of true to its name, though. You are proving yourself in these grounds. So you guys, like I'm just saying, like, you will see yourselves tested mechanically in ways you have not. Like, I have but not to say, this isn't me like, I used to do this and now I'm doing this. No, but like, intelligent things will fight you intelligent ways. Monsters, by and large, not all of them are very intelligent. And so, you know, you can treat them more like creatures that you would hunt like a quarry. But some monsters are exceptionally intelligent, dragons, beholders, and such. And so, you know, all these things, you know, we went through the tactics, the rules of the game, some of the things you can do outside of just what you're doing. And, you know, you're starting to see like, ooh, we could set a trap and have a thing and a person that's basically invisible. And, you know, I can come in and heal. And, you know, it's like you guys are realizing just by looking around the room right now that it's like, ooh, man, we're about to tear whatever that thing out there is up. But I would say perhaps my weakest side of DMing, having not DM'd for most of, like, this show is how I've DM'd. Now I've done it for 3 years, so I can't say I haven't done it a lot. But the way encounters have been composed is built narratively to an effect. Like, as long as the story is told, then the focus of those moments very rarely was that. But I get to play monsters this time.
Yeah.
And so I will be playing with you guys in that sense. I think that's what I've loved about our game. I do, when we get done, I feel like I played D&D, and I did not have that as a DM before, and probably because I wasn't very good at it. Like, it is a lot of fun to do when you're doing it right. So, but yes, so in that degree, death is like it's not me trying. I think any DM that's like, I'll kill you. It's like, yeah, with unlimited resources and everything that you could want. I was like, what if I was muted? Then yeah, it's like it's not a flex for me to be like, I can do anything. Literally. And so it is, however, like, I'm interested to see how I can challenge a party that has powerful potential, optimized well, and so you might see, you know, it's like, and it's like, I'm okay not doing that right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I over challenge you, like this first fight, we could have an interesting thing. It'll always be a story. That's what I promise. Never let death scare you in D&D. You are heroic people doing heroic things. And so the fact that some people don't make it through is part of the journey. honestly, it is not I've told my players two things in this. One, yes, consider that if something really bad happened, if a big ability crits and it's just one of those 196 damage scenarios, that you be ready to have the idea of another character that would be around that box. It's like you can make anything, but what's your next one that you might want to make? There is bring people back to life. Like I think 3 of you have revivify, including our paladin. So it's like, and if you die within a minute, you can bring them back. I love what Matt Mercer did with their resurrection rules. So we are going to use them. You all start with a death DC of 10. So when you make these spells that bring people back from the dead, they're going to make a spell casting check against that DC. If they fail, you can't bring the spirits back. Now, at 11, we'll be introducing the team attack mechanic from this, but I'm going to let you guys sit in these level 10 characters a bit before adding too many more mechanics on you.
Right.
But this thing will also grow with that. So those two interfaces, you'll see them kind of play out. Every time you try to resurrect somebody, it gets harder. So it's like you've been brought back once, it's DC 10. That DC goes up by 1 every time. I would say once team attacks are out, they have a kind of a cool group thing. Like if multiple people try to channel the energy back, it reduces DC. We'll play with that, of course. Again, it's a new rule for me to test, and so I'm just starting with the base mechanic, and then might factor it into this team thing that we're going to be exploring anyway. So for right now, just if you die and are attempted to be brought back, that DC will go up by 1. There will be other things. Maybe we'll do some. Maybe that's where a weed thing will come in. We'll do some cool, you guys smoke together and be like, tarot card it out, bro.
Well, and again, to clarify, that's dead, not dying.
Yes, dying is a mechanic in the game where you've reached 0 hit points and you're making death saves to see if you stabilize.
Right.
If you fail 3 times, you die. You are dead.
Die.
Right.
There are spells that cost money. They cost diamond dust, but just the value of money is fine. I don't need to be like, and then where do you get your diamond? I don't.
It's inside my 10-foot pole
It's in
next to my
10-foot
mirror
pole.
with the
Brian
sand.
Fitz. Yeah. That's exactly. And so it's like that is a thing in the game that's a resource that we'll test. But so that's how we're starting it. The resurrection rules to bring people back. It will be progressively harder to bring somebody back. Not that I'm going to kill you guys or you're going to die, because you're all going to do great. It's going to be great.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be great.
We are changing our inspiration will function as normal in the sense that you can, if you have everybody will start with an inspiration coin.
Hell yeah.
When you want to use it, you flip it to.
I have them all, guys. I'm kidding. She stole
You really are the rogue. Sneaky little.
4,000 gold. 20 coins.
Yeah, make it coin rain.
So that'll
Watch
function.
your eyes.
It's an advantage.
He catches all of them.
You use it to gain advantage on what you're doing. You can still use it to paint the narrative paintbrush, but there won't be any extent beyond what the thing you're actually doing is. So if you want a lightning tornado to hit your sword before you strike, you can do that as long as you know you're just doing it to paint something, to do something really cool. Right. I encourage you guys to swing for the fences with those. I give you one at the beginning of every sesh. And you know that when you do cool things, I tend to be like, have it back, do more cool things. I love that mechanic. So you always have it. It will help versatility-wise. Like, am I going to use a big ability? Oh no, am I going to fail with it? I'll use my inspiration to give advantage. But it also does that other thing still. But as we go back, especially to the prologue, it had some more like world powery effects. I think it'll tap into how we'll do our team attacks. I think that's how that resource will be used differently. But just so you know, right now, that's what they operate as. Kind of traditionally, it's advantage on a roll. That's how they function. So that's the epic opportunity. Still works, but it is purely narrative. I'm just going through our house rules. The skill action we've kind of added by virtue of go ahead and use a skill on your turn, because we kind of like push ourselves through. We have a lot to do in 3 hours. This game is not made to be played in 3 hours. And so there are places where I've found like you can do a lot by curbing the certain aspects. And you've seen us test them out, and I think it's really gotten to where that flow is nice. And I think this will be a great increase of all of our skills in this arena with those theories. The skill action is like, if you want to do a cool thing that relates to some skill you have on your turn, it's an extra thing you can do. You can still do that and have your action and your bonus action and your reaction. Like, we just have it. The only one that doesn't apply to that is like hide. Like, hide is a mechanic, and so it's like you can do it as a bonus action, but hide is a specific skill. And hide is not stealth, which is the actual skill. So it's like, if you're doing a skill thing, you want to do an acrobatic thing to maybe get advantage or whatever, go ahead and do it. We have added that as an extra action in our rounds, basically. You have a free action where you can like open a door or whatever. But for us, you can also like open that door, look inside, try to intimidate whatever's inside, and then still have your turn.
It does add a little length to the turn, but I also feel just when we've done it, it feels more robust.
Adds flavor.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, I think, where we'll find a lot of the narrative will come from these characters in those moments. We are using the potion use thing, where a potion for yourself is an action, using it on somebody else is a bonus action. We have the GANJA spell components list. I think it's the other tab in that window stuff. If it's like giving you trouble.
Wait, is that right or is that opposite?
It's a doc in OBS.
Using it on some
Bonus yourself, action for another.
Yeah, isn't it a bonus action to use it on yourself and then an action to use it on someone else?
I said that backwards.
That's why I was like, wait, isn't that?
I made it worse. You're like, wait a minute.
Right, I was like, no.
I really gotta give myself a potion.
So this is the original built-out GANJA spell components list. This kind of comes from the old scenario of like you start getting gold and what do you do with it? Obviously, our world magic comes from GANJA. We've played around with the magical GANJA plant from the Fey. This is like an extension of that mechanic from our game. They're free use actions. You can use them once on your turn. Each component, like it helps. Like White Widow, cure spells can reroll any number of the dice of a cure spell once. So you just like imbue the magic from your little nug or your J or however you want to describe it, and that one costs 100 gold. So it's like if you are healing and you need high numbers, you can be like, okay, I'm gonna re-roll the ones and try to get higher because some of those were duds. It's kind of like that for most of the attacks as well, like +1 to the difficulty class of the saving throw, or if you're attacking that, you can re-roll one die once, re-roll any dice once. So it just kind of gives you a chance to make your abilities better with utilizing gold as a resource, which doesn't really get spent much. And so there's Boxxo has kind of in the loss of our of Dat Man. Boxxo has kind of taken over that industry as well. So you guys will have access to these. They are pretty cool, just in the sense of like, it's just a nice little cool, especially in elemental stuff. You guys are doing like elemental fights. It is like our fun little weed pun. It's so funny. It's like this show's Weed&d. It's like, yes, we smoke weed together, but it's in a world full of weed puns. Most of the mechanics are just like, I just like D&D, but like, so I made a lot of weed pun names. But this is actually a mechanic that we will be building out on. This is a part like, Ganjaria will, in my mind, eventually be like a playable handout type thing. I'm not necessarily a sales thing, like maybe we'll just give them out or whatever, but I like the idea of be like, hey, here's a thing. What's cool is like we're making it together. It used to be I had an answer for a lot of this stuff, and literally it's like, it's better now. So once we live in it, once we write these 5 books, that's the idea. So we'll test a lot of these concepts and see what's good, what's not. We'll play test them ourselves, and knowing that if I nerf or buff something, we're just trying stuff out.
Yeah.
We're just doing something weird, baby.
Yeah. And then downtime between events. So with that in mind, we're going to have kind of it's not that you'll finish everything every time you do everything, so this won't be every sesh, but between these like targets or marks, or however you guys end up deciding to progress through this, we will have extensive downtime where you guys can kind of work toward your personal goal a little bit. We'll use that as kind of a narrative framework to start that the cast will now be doing what happened last. That'll be you guys. I'll be handing the torch over to you, and so you will say what happened last, and then maybe a little bit about the thing only you will know what you did in the time. And so it's like we'll get to kind of together tell our group story and these little individual stories, and they like none of us will know what happened until it happens in front of us. So I'm like, I like this way as a way to inject narrative into what will be mostly a combat-driven chapter. I say that, and then we'll end up. I always say this. This is what I say today. That's why session zeros are funny. Look at the Kush Kingdom notes. That campaign ended up something completely different than I told you it would. So I expect nothing less. It'll just be better. That's it.
Yeah. It'll be what it needs to be.
What was that? We came on a dope one. It's like everything's wrong until it's right.
Right.
It's just like just assume nothing, and then it'll just show up, and you're like, that's why. That's the thing.
We had to do it wrong until we got it
Is
to
it
this
strong and
point.
wrong or something like that?
I don't know.
Taking names. That's right. Hey, Tyler's with us. He lives right over there. So yes, get some of, especially my newer players. Like just full disclosure, it was like other than Weed&d, some of you guys have never played D&D before. It was like through the lens of this game, and then we've had some like one shots and plays and stuff. But it's like mostly exposed to one kind of D&D primarily. Monsters as like monsters in the dungeon and like traps and risks and that thing. I'm really excited to try to do what we do in that arena. But monsters do crazy things. They have lots of hit points. They have, and I want to try to test my encounter building. I do think it's a place where like maybe you guys will murk the first 2 guys, or I'll TPK you on episode 1. But again, like it's as always, this isn't a game where it's like I have hit points. We're telling a story, and so death narrative, anything. That leads us to the second thing I told you guys, which was consider your death. This is like a tip. I think Sam. Maybe it was Sam from Critical Role, I think, I saw bring up this notion. And it's not, it sounds like one thing and is another. It is like, as your character, we don't know these characters. We know the stories that we've written for them, but we haven't walked in their shoes yet. We know as players, it takes a few sessions usually to kind of find out, like, oh, I thought I would be this thing, but maybe this is feeling more comfortable. You know what I mean? Like there is a little of that. To help inspire new players, and I recommend all DMs do this, have your players consider how that character would want to die. Not to say that you're gonna die, or that scene or whatever will even happen, but by virtue of you're gonna be put into life or death events. So if there's a way your character would act, or a thing they're trying to experience in that kind of a moment, your actions by virtue would be in pursuit of that. And so it is for a player coming into a character that already has some levels. You've had a life. It's a way to kind of fill that gap. So, honestly, I'm super excited about like this, like threading all of these things together, and playing again through kind of a monstery, strong scenario, and toying with rules and encounters and big damage and stuff. But it's gonna be a little bit of a different kind of D&D. So the other thing, wait, did I have one? I have on so many things. Here, Brenna, tell me what it was that happened in. I'm not sorry, Brenna. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have a friend named Brenna. I'm so sorry, Gil.
Nice.
You see, it's the cameraman. He's packing away a strange number of boxes. He's like, oh yeah, hey, Gil.
Yes?
While that guy's looking for something, what was the before this? What was the last time you met Boxxo like?
Oh, before this time, yes.
Yeah, the last one.
He was dropping me off at the gates of Sativan like 2-ish years ago and picking up some more weirdos and leaving with them.
Classic Boxxo, right?
Yeah, so it was a normal time. It was very nice. He told me about his dad.
Yeah. Oh, his dad. Yeah. Boxxo's dad. I heard about him.
Yeah. He told me.
There was one thing about him I could never forget. Like every time I would hear about it, I would laugh so hard. Every time, like without fail, every time that I heard about that thing about his dad.
He kept a nudie picture of that fairy.
Oh, the pixie, yeah.
The pixie. He kept a nudie picture of that.
Rumpelstump or whatever.
Rumpelstump under in his breast pocket all the time.
Fizz pump.
Yeah.
Fizz pump.
Fizz pump, that's it. She's like, fizz pump, yeah. And he like looks down at one box. He's like, I remember her. And then he moves the box. Dark Secret Camera Guy, season 4, chapter 3. Thanks.
All right, camera guy.
All right, camera guy.
If we keep dying, he has to be the main pro tag. He's just following all these people that come into the town.
We're just protecting him like he's the hero.
He's been at everything we did. Who is that guy?
He's the murderer.
It's Terry.
All right.
Terry.
It's somewhere else.
Terry the protagonist.
Ah.
It is. All right. So the other thing that we were talking about is safety rules. So this will, in a brutal scenario like this, there is like I enjoy like really graphic imagery to offset like the brutal violence. It's just we are thinking about things, and sometimes you need a bent mind like mine to get you where I'm going. It's how I've ruined foods for some of you guys. It's like I want you. Obviously, we're all like thinking about, we're fighting monsters and stuff, but it's like there is a specific aspect of that I like to turn a dial on sometimes. Just also because I'm high and it's fun for me, but also because it's like there is like I want the effect. Because then you realize like your body is made of meat too, and there is like that exposure to brutality does make you naturally more defensive
And
of
he
your
thinks
character.
I'm the murderer.
Yes, I learned everything from watching Nicole. You're the best in the game.
There's nobody better than you, kid.
Nobody. You're the best I ever seen.
Best I ever seen.
So with that in mind, one of the best safety tools, a lot of people, there will be color cards. There's many different ways to do it. I just want to see real quick. Can everybody here do this? Can you do the live long and prosper?
Oh, I was like, what are you doing?
I can do
Okay,
it with
and you know,
both
there
hands.
was like a time I felt like a lot of people were like, "I can't even do that." I'm like, I don't know, it's hard. So for us in this game, live long and prosper. It is not a thing you need to worry about camera or anything. Is always to me, or if you notice you're like, I don't know why you would be narratively describing something extremely gruesome. You have that paintbrush if you want, but just be mindful of it. It is mostly a tool between DM and player, though. I do pick up on the things that I see awesome reactions in you guys when certain things are played. I'm not trying to push your buttons, but I am trying to let's explore some of these darker themes through our own hero fantasy morality, but let's also test those theories a little bit and see what it is we're actually winning with this pursuit. And narratively with you guys, I think we've had moments where that thing happens at a weird level where it's not me, it's just that thing that we are all making. And so in that space, I think there's a lot of really cool opportunity. But when you start just following that vein, you can overstep and not realize. And so just if anything at any time, it could be the only thing it can't be is if Drew is best friends with an NPC, that I will not stop doing. That bit is too funny for me that I negate the safety rule in that one instance, just because it tickles me so.
When you kill someone's best friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so it is it's just a thing. I think that it's the weirdest thing to have this idea not be utilized, because it's we're playing a game. I want you guys to have the most fun with the game ever. Well, the funniest thing about describing things, I can describe a million things right now. Let me start. 1, there's a green banana. 2, there's a dog that has a limp. Oh, what's his story? Let me tell you, that's number 3. The dog with the limp was actually raised by Thor Hasonic's art. It's that easy. That's DMing.
Wow.
So there's 3 things. I can just do anything. So let's just have fun. Let's do things. Let's continue to push, this weird narrative thing that I think we've stumbled upon. What's kind of really, as an artist, what's really interesting about all this stuff.
Can we smoke to making a safe space to fuck around?
Absolutely. Safe space.
Safe
to fuck
space
around.
to fuck
Remember,
around.
failure is literally just an opportunity. So, boom, lighters up.
Oh, I blew it out.
This, I look forward to just kind of throwing some stuff out in this one. Yeah. So that's our
that's
safety
the signal?
tool. You throw me a live
That's
long.
the signal.
And the shift will
Safety.
occur. I will come after foods that you like. So, and don't be a little
Joke's on you.
little shade pride. No. But yeah, we have that. As always, not all DMs know players or the people they play with the way that I know you guys as human beings. And so it's important that if you don't know the people, then you don't know. What you don't know, you don't know. And at the end of the day, what we want to do is play a game, have some fun, tell cool stories, do cool shit. And smoke some weed. So yeah, use this tool. It's just, why not? It's the worst thing that happens is you don't make somebody feel a weird way about a thing.
Right.
So yeah, that's what we'll be utilizing, as well as I've always told my players that if anything, ever, and this extends back to chat interaction, community stuff, if anything, and this, by and large, our whole community, if a thing makes you feel a way, let me know, because that is not the aim of this. If it feels like the bad answer is the right one over the good, I assure you that something has probably been, used illy. We want this to be a place where everybody just gets to create and have fun, celebrate themselves, be awesome superheroes, live out hero fantasies, play games, and create cool shit.
Yay.
So,
Smoke weed every day.
I don't have my other notes. That's the reality right now. I had them in a different document, and I'm realizing maybe I saved over that document. Maybe that's what happened.
Oh no.
That happens.
Boom.
There we go.
So as far as, that's what it was. I was going to close with the, what I did want to say, we have now, now you know this world. It's a brutal world. There's these things going on. There's monsters, there's portals all between you and the gates of INDICUS. To get through those gates, typically there's a certain amount of Kleos or notoriety that you need to get through it. But some of you have a history and stuff. Again, this is your world to engage how you want. There will be monsters along the way, and you'll have that choice, of course, and you're fighting this one. But how you, now this is a group, you do know each other. How is this group, that now we've just met, but now it's a group, going to operate in this world? So it'll also help me kind of steer the direction. So with that in mind, you guys have gotten to know each other a little bit. You've shared what you would be willing to share with strangers about each other. You've put aside the like 3-hour conversation at the beginning of most D&D games where it's like, I work alone, and it's like, I work alone. It's like, well, I work alone too. And the DM's like, I need all of you to work together to go do the job.
Can you work alone together?
Can you collectively work alone in a group somewhere?
How are you all in the corner with shadows with your feet on the table? There's only so many corners. There's 5 of you. I work alone. My name's Strider. So yeah. So I don't think we need to, by virtue of that, you guys all heard who these characters are. We've talked about them. But with that in mind, as this monster rumbles, obviously that'll be your direct source. But what do you guys think? What thread of that would you be pursuing moving forward? It'll help me prep the next couple sessions as well.
That was a lot.
I know.
Like what?
What exactly are you asking?
Are you planning? Would you like to do, just go find, there's elemental monsters that have access to portals. Do you want to go kill monsters and close portals? Do you want to make your way through the proving grounds? And you know what I mean? Like, how do you want to approach this? I don't want to assume that you're going to use my hammer to hit this nail. There's a meteor at the middle that says that there's these deadly elemental storms that will just kill you if you get too close to it.
Okay.
And then yes, there are these elemental portals that are pouring out these elemental creatures that could spell the fate of Ganjaria. If Indicus falls while the army is gone, the greatest army of the kingdom will now be leaderless. And so things are kind of like the timeline on this is pretty heavy. If they can push through the armed forces at the front of the gate, it is unlikely that Indicus would survive. So, but their army is on the other side of the world fighting the Blight right now. So that's why Boxxo, and you'll see there's other mercenary groups and heroes. There is kind of like a tentative, we're all killing these monsters thing, but there's a competition between those types of people, a little mercenary group versus mercenary group. How much the helping committee would be a part of that concept. Again, it's like presented with that world, these characters coming together. It's easy as a DM for me to say, Boxxo makes you go here. Normally, a DM would use a rule of 3. I would go, do you want to go fight monsters? And I'm not even going to do it because I was about to tell you why I didn't do it. I think 3 for most people is perfect. It feels like you have choice, but it's limited enough that there's not too many answers.
Right.
But we've played together now for a long time. I like your answers as well. So it's, yes, I can very easily, obviously Fight Purple Worm is going to be
I was going to say, that's going to happen first.
Yes.
Can't get out of this.
It's dangerous as fuck. So I'm going to guess that if we can get to a town or the outside of the Indicus to restock, resupply, revive, recover, whatever you want to do.
Get a new party member because one of them.
Because one of us might die in this very first fight. Yeah.
Can you replace this?
Right.
Yeah.
And all bartenders can. They're like, yeah, I got a level 10.
Always cleaning a glass.
Yeah, always. I got a level 10 warlock
Yeah,
out
that
there.
was when we
Do you
were
have anything
looking
else?
for a bartender. We made sure that was on the list of requirements.
How long can you clean glass?
Warlock.
Forever.
Well, let's see.
Still cleaning.
Bloody knuckles.
That makes it better.
That's WeeDnD, guys. We'll see you later.
Run.
Everybody run. Push your chair over.
You just made her angry. I know.
So yes, I'm putting it that way. It's like, I have told you either way, this will still be a battle-driven whatever thing. But it's like, if it doesn't itch your scratch to pursue elemental beasts and fight them in almost a monster of the week E type scenario. If you want to do more of a bounty hunter, choose your adventure, this one is a lot of Cleos for that guy, and have that interaction. It's fine. There's no wrong answer to this, but whatever sounds fun through the lens of a very brutal encounter-driven campaign.
Well, that's what Boxxo asked me to do. I was just gooping along on the road and going, actually I was trying to get, because of the Blight, and that's crazy right now.
Yeah, it's very crazy.
That shit's wild. So I was leaving that, and then I dropped the microphone, and then
your microphone?
Yes.
As camera guy, I know what a microphone.
yes, yes.
Guy.
And so he rolled up on his thing and he said, "Hey, would you like to go make some money. By saving the world and shutting some portals by killing some big guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you were like, and you're like, didn't I just drop you off at Saga based on the continuity of the last time we saw each other?
And yeah, you dropped me off, and then you were gone for like years.
It was like a year.
Yeah.
Yes. But then randomly, you were still there.
I was just checking it out.
Well, it's good to see you again. Don't rob me.
I only did it the one time.
It's still one.
For the Graham.
Nobody else here robbed me.
It's for Graham. Graham needs it.
Graham the artist.
Listen, Boxxo, Graham really needed that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's Graham?
Don't mention it.
You've seen the blight?
Yeah, it's scary from space as well. It's kind of the worst all over. It just looks like blackness, evil, and then there's like bad guys that are being like coming in from another world. There was blight essentially in my insides that was trying to also come free.
That happened to a friend of mine.
Oh my god, I think I must have heard that story. See, I live in a what do you call it? I've been here a very long time. So I live in a time loop where I know kind of everything, but also
Kind of not.
kind of not a lot of things. But I do know that your grandfather is my best friend.
That's what Gil says.
He's never mentioned you, but I mean, he doesn't talk to me much, like I said. So I can't.
Well, I'll talk to you, buddy.
No.
Okay, move away.
Gil's
Yeah.
gone.
Okay.
Gil's gone again.
Over the hill.
I do like the idea of, I mean, I'm not so much care about like the gaining of money and things, but the idea of getting to choose and knowing which ones may do more good, because I'm all about helping people with the helping committee, which you are all invited to be members of. Our goal is to help people.
That's kind of all I
make
really
pies and
do.
do car
Oh, great.
washes
Well,
and
then
stuff.
you know what? You're already a member of the helping committee, and you didn't even know it.
It is essential to help.
It is. And
Well,
because we're so divided now, being a group that helps other groups will help unite us. That's what happened in the Kingdom of the Owl.
Are you taking applications for this committee?
You know what, Sylvia? You can just be in it.
Wow!
I do
An
that
honor.
skipping the paperwork.
Camera guy.
Good for you!
Thank
Welcome.
you. You're welcome. Thank you. I thank you. I thank you deeply. Yes.
Yeah, well, thank you for your helping of the committee.
Oh,
Or else.
I'm already
us.
helping.
You're doing
Also, that's it. Or else
Or else.
is our like thing.
Oh, I love
So-
that.
Noted.
Hey.
We're gonna help or else.
Okay.
Got an edge to it. I like that.
I might nibble on that one.
I don't know what this blight is of this helping committee, but hey. I like you guys. Hey.
Purple worm is outside like, guys.
Rocking the carriage.
I bring it.
Hey, yeah, purple worm out of here.
I'm worming it.
That'd be a really cool shirt, like that's like the Watchman, but it says "Who will help the helping committee?"
That's the cameraman story.
Yeah.
You guys can see me? He's a worm too.
It's crazy. Okay, yeah, no, I like that. Like the less of an approach to just like which monster is the one that would give me the most glory, but which one would help the most? Because it's obviously like there are people that live in the proving grounds. You can't live in the city until you like have access. So it's like there are many of these little villages, the Shalefist tribe included, that are at great risk. You know, these portals are closer to certain places than others. So.
And is not helping worthy of being honored, right? So I feel like
Why do you ask the question?
we can
like
help. It's
Why
you
not?
listen though, right? You listen to me.
We heard it.
So it's already working. It's already working. Doesn't even know. I feel because like instead of just going after Cleos, we go after what's going to do the most good and help. And I think even in that way, we may gain something that is, if not a Cleos, something that will be similar to help us get into these places.
I mean, that is, Boxxo was telling me, just come get those guys, and then you can get all sorts of cool stuff, so.
There will be cool stuff.
If helping makes that happen, I'm down to help. Helping sounds fun. Helping.
Beyond fun, it sounds useful. I'd like to help.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Just counting all good things. So many good things all in one.
Yeah, I mean, of course, absolutely beyond. Yep, I see that.
And with that, you hear a knocking at the door. It's the purple worm. You hear like kind of downtrodden. Hey, guys.
Hello?
Hey, guys.
Yes, what?
So we were mind talking. Didn't mean to leave you out.
I can't hear anything in there.
It's just being quiet. You guys hiding? I know you're in there.
Hello?
I can smell you.
I was supposed to be chapter 3?
And then he started rocking the carriage. Then he's like, well, hang on.
No, mate, that's next week. That's next week.
Sometimes just one just look like eyes. But yeah, you're gonna fight this purple worm to start the campaign.
Okay.
But that's the kind of vibe of that. Does that feel right? To progress the helping committee, which is that is an example of the thing I'm talking about. When I conceived what this game or story arc would be, it had nothing to do with the notion of like a group of people helping people and helping people being the thing that spreads through the world. That's fucking that's amazing. That's a thing that came from all of us doing it. And it was like it's another example too of like a joke that became everything's wrong until it's right.
Shoulders?
Yeah, all I want to do is help. I've just been helping.
Just helping all the time.
Helping all the time.
At one time, you helped a lot. It was
It hurts to be in the middle of this.
God, Abby, I'm so glad I moved over here.
Oh.
Traveling.
especially that one time.
Especially.
You remembered, Gil, the one time that you had you'd helped a bunch.
Yes. My friend here, Sylvia, had just crash landed on the planet, and she did not know where she was.
Didn't know.
But I was
I'm
looking.
still not sure.
I didn't do a very good job of explaining where she was. But I still helped because what I saw was I was looking to the skies and then a shooting star across the midnight sky. Heaven, you're gonna see me fly like a shooting star across the midnight sky.
Just like that.
Wherever you go, she landed. And so I came and found her in the nearby village. It was cool.
Yeah, all of helped it.
Yep.
That helped a lot.
I helped her by saying hello.
Hello.
And then I said
Sometimes that's all
hello.
you need.
Where are you from?
Not around here.
Me either. And that's how we became best friends.
That's how you guys became best friends. That's right.
Oh, is that the best friends side of this?
That's best friends. If you're on this side, you're best friend. All right. How does that feel? Does that vibe fit? We're going helping committee hits Monster Hunter World. Like that's it's a little mechanics, a little driven by again. It's hero fantasy, bro. Like let's do some good and save some people.
Yeah, they said they needed help getting rid of all these guys.
Yes.
So let's
And that
let's do
that
it.
gets us Cleos, which is my goal is to get through the proving grounds. But now there's a giant fucking meteor in the middle of the proving grounds. So
Yes. Which
We're gonna
might
have to check
factor
that
into the
out.
story a little bit.
What?
Maybe.
But also, my friend would say, no, I'm talking like you. I'm trying to practice like copying voices since I can't change anymore. I'm trying to mimic voices. And in that very vein, my good friend, he used to say, the blight does not care what you are. So why not be united?
So
Like
Faye was
cigarette.
Russian.
I'm working on it.
Okay. What's dope about this moment?
Francis is real.
There's a track.
Oh yeah, that's what I say.
There's a track Sandy made that I didn't play a lot. It's kind of like when we were listening to INDICUS EMPIRE, and I was just like, man, WeeD&D, like season 1, bro. Like, it was called 5 Forever, and it was like the theme of the Ferocious 5. I just looked at it and I was like, there's 5 of us in it. There's 5 players in the table.
technically.
And so we've got, if you put it in a container.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna hit that 5 Forever. This was like our main theme for like the hero journey of the Ferocious Five. We will be forging through a fantasy world of ice and iron, trying to save the peoples of the Indicus Empire, continuing the story of the Helping Committee. As we go through this journey, the risk of losing some of you along the way is more real than it's ever been, but I think you'll find a sense of true reward from those kind of challenges. I am so fucking excited to do this with you guys. Just as a person that loves D&D, this game is very exciting for me. And so we will be launching this bad boy off officially next Tuesday. I wanted to thank you guys all as players. Abby, it's so good to have you back in the
Yeah, baby girl.
So good. I wanted to thank Stephanie for running studio. Now running it down. And just thank all you guys for, our little piece of magic and having it be a thing and, celebrating the things that are worth celebrating. This season's going to be epic as fuck, and it's going to start with a big old fight. So.
Oh no!
Yeah. So.
Arr,
guys, this is the characters too. I love this party for the Monster Hunter party.
What are you saying?
So good. Oh my god, it's going to be so good. So thank you guys for hanging with us. Thanks to the greatest. Mountain Onions. See your hands. Definitely alive.
I'm back. Madam Funyuns is definitely alive.
It's not the purple word. He's like,
Candy Graham.
But let's tear up. Let's fight some monsters. Let's delve some dungeons. Let's tear it up, dude. Let's play some D&D.
Let's kiss.
Let's kiss.
Let's kiss some
about
kiss some beasts.
Us a little ritual that we like to do around here. Make sure you're not gonna lie to any of your friends, your family, your friends that are amorphous jello creatures, your astral elf star druids, your the unchangeling, Shamira, a kobold from Coal Boston, and Thoricus Onyx Heart's grandson. Fucking A, I love D&D.
Fucking A.
Join us for what will surely be a fucking kick-ass chapter of the Ganjaria Saga starting next Tuesday. Get them lighters up.
Join us.
Come be with us. Do the thing we do. Oh, wait. Thank you guys so much for playing D&D with us. Remember, we always raid out into another D&D creator, so hang around, help love some people. Just all so much love for Team Weed&d, all these incredible people, all you wonderful people at home. Love yourself, do something awesome, create something, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Good night, Sam.
Night, Sam. Night, Sam. Cha.
Cha. Cha. Cha. Cha. Cha.
So what? You can't touch me, 'cause I'm from the internet.